It's time now for Fort Stockton High School Prowler softball on KFST, AM and FM, KFSTradio.com, and KFST's YouTube page. Prowler softball is being brought to you by Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, Angie Miles at Turnkey Realty, Airlawn Furniture, Appliance and Outdoor, Amistad Motors, Bienvenidos Mexican Food Restaurant, Big Ben Concrete, RA Radiance Med Spa, Bucks Loop Center, Cactus Health Services, Citibank, Concept Inc., Contessa Ready Mix, CTG Express, Designer Carpets and Interiors, First National Bank, Fort Stockton ISD, Fort Stockton Insurance Agency, the Guadalajara Mexican Grill, Heritage Funeral Home, Adenanda Sanitation, Joe's Place and Cantina, Julie's Easy Press, K-Bob Steakhouse, M&J Trucking, M&J Fast Lube, Pecos County State Bank, Permian Basin Abstract, Ram Country of Fort Stockton, Salceda Family Medicine and Urgent Care, Sawyer Insurance Agency, the Steakhouse Restaurant, Triple G Oilfield Supply, West Texas Eye Care, and by Weiss Tire Pros. Now stay tuned for Prowler softball. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Ken Ripley and Darren Hodges, and we're at Prowler Field this afternoon for the Fort Stockton Prowlers' final game of the season for 2025. The Prowlers come into this game at 15-15 overall, 3-6 in district play. The Prowlers in 5th place in the district, while Greenwood is at 14-1 overall, and they're 5-4 in the district, and they're in 3rd place right now. So the Prowlers really playing for pride this afternoon in this 3-4A district ball game.
Well, it is, and, you know, we've lost some close games. We've played well, and I really like the job we've done this year, but had a little bit of bad luck, but we need to win this game.
Yes, and it is senior night as well, and we've got quite a few seniors on this team that will be honored tonight along with their parents. And Coach Manny Espino is our first-year head coach, just missing the playoffs, but not by much. Like you said, we've had some very close games. And the Greenwood Rangerettes have really improved, and I've got a lot of sophomores on this team, so they look like they're a young, up-and-coming team.
Sure, if we win, honestly, if we win this game, we'll be one game out of 3rd.
Well,
can you believe that?
That is true, and also, if we win, it could tie up Greenwood and Monahans for that 3rd and 4th place spot, and it would be actually seeds 1 and 2 in Division 2, because I think Andrews and Seminole are the 1st and 2nd seeds in Division 1.
Yes, we have schools in our district with 7,000 or 8,000 students in high school that we have to play against, and we're just a small school.
Well, and the good news is you wore your lucky hat.
I wore my lucky hat. I should have handed that off to you for the Andrews matchup, but
yeah, you should have.
You were gone.
All right, well, we are going to be back in just a moment with the lineups for both teams for Fort Stockton versus Greenwood in softball action this afternoon. Also, our Panthers taking on Greenwood in baseball at 7 p.m. tonight, and we'll have this softball game for you live here on KFST. We'll be back in a moment. Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, now in their new location at 2709 West Dickinson, offers a new and unique $5 club. A low monthly membership includes so many advantages on repairing your vehicle, like a 25% discount on the posted shop hourly rate, a 12-month or 12,000-mile warranty on parts and labor on most repairs, and many services for just $5 and other services for free. Check out the $5 Club today at www.pay5dollars.com at Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, 2709 West Dickinson.
Get enrolled today for the My Rewards program at Amistad Motors. Earn points that can be used not only in service, but also to purchase accessories. For every new vehicle, you can earn up to 10,000 points, which can go towards oil changes or any other service you might need. Amistad Motors, 2110 West Dickinson. Call 336-9000.
When you need the best and most expert real estate agent, Angie Miles is your local professional with many years of experience. Angie is knowledgeable and keeps up with all area properties. She has over 30 years of sales experience and serves Fort Stockton and other towns like Pecos and Alpine. Angie can show any listing and can list your property right away, including residential, commercial, or farm and ranch properties, and offers property management. Contact Angie Miles today, Turnkey Realty, 804 North Main, or call 432-290-8038.
Airlawn Furniture is Fort Stockton's newest destination for furniture, appliances, mattresses, electronics, and more. They've been serving Pecos for over 30 years and look forward to doing the same for the lovely people of Fort Stockton. Enjoy free local delivery and installation, monthly specials, lease-to-own options with no credit needed. Visit them in-store at 1206 West Dickinson next to Lowe's or call 432-299-1181 or online at airlawnfurniture.com. Make the quality choice. Panther and Prowler fans, choose Airlawn. Se habla español.
All right, we're back. Let's take a look at the Fort Stockton Prowlers here this afternoon. Criselda Porras will be on the mound, and she'll also be batting second in the order. Bella Espino is our catcher. She's batting fifth in the order. And playing first base is Alondra Molina. She is batting sixth in the order. The second baseman, Aubrey Salgado, batting ninth. Our third baseman, Jocelyn Arcidas, batting fourth in the order. And the shortstop, Demaya Vaughn, batting seventh in the order. Alexia Dominguez batting, she is our flex player playing in left field today. Also, we have our center fielder, Mia Garcia, who is batting third in the order. And our right fielder today is Adamari Renteria, who's batting first in the order. Our designated player today is Haven Gaitan, who is also batting eighth in our order. Our subs today include Alondra Encinas, Marlena Salmon, and Sofia Garcia. And I noticed the player who got injured last game, I believe, or the game before last, is in a knee brace with her right leg out there, I think. So it is sad that she did suffer an injury before the end of the game.
That was one of our Alondras, wasn't it?
Yes, Alondra Encinas, I believe.
Yeah.
So now for the Greenwood Rangerettes today, they'll be batting Farrah Fortner first. She's the shortstop. Second batter is May Savage, the second baseman. Third batter for Greenwood, Briley Savage, the catcher. The fourth batter is Addison Arredondo, and she's the pitcher. And their fifth batter, Lexi Stewart, third baseman. Their sixth batter, Millie Wilkinson, who plays in center field. Their seventh batter, Brissa Galindo, who plays at first base. Their eighth batter, Berkeley Jenkins, who plays in right field. And their ninth batter, Hannah Zarate, who plays in left field. They have no designated player and no flex player today in their lineup. Their subs include Haley Tarango, Rayleigh Brown, and Lauren White, and Bella Lopez, and Julia Fox. All right, so Darren, the Andrews Mustangs already beat Monahans yesterday in softball 6-3. So Andrews clinched the district championship at 8-2. So with that loss, Monahans fell to 5-5 in district. And the other game going on today is Seminole playing at Pecos.
Well, and our district's pretty close. Pecos, the last place team, beat Andrews, the first place team.
That is true.
So, yeah, we were talking with the Savage girl's mom, and that's a last name, not an adjective. And really a nice lady, does the broadcast there for Greenwood.
Yeah, Jamie is a counselor at Greenwood High School. She helps with their school broadcast and has a couple of twins on this team. And
couple of twins?
Yeah, well, no, just
four.
One set.
One set.
May Savage and Briley Savage. So, yeah, one set of twins. We'll be back in a moment with the start of our game.
Do you know where you can get a great lunch special for a very affordable price? At Bienvenido's Mexican food restaurant, of course. Their lunch special is served Monday through Friday during lunchtime. Monday is the grilled chicken salad. Tuesday is the taco plate. Wednesday, it's Bienvenido's nachos. Thursday, it's the hamburger basket. And Friday, it's the enchilada plate. You can come by Monday through Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. for a delicious Mexican-style breakfast. Bienvenido's open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 405 West Dickinson.
Big Bend Concrete, the #1 provider of concrete for residential and commercial construction projects in the Big Bend area, has a fleet of conventional as well as volumetric trucks, along with a state-of-the-art concrete batch plant. Their goal is to deliver the highest quality concrete in an efficient, timely manner, no matter the size of the project. The team at BBC is ready to help you get the job done. Big Bend Concrete, solid.
Hi, Dr. Boyne-Polly here. Are you ready to transform your body and feel your best? At RA Radiance Med Spa, we're more than just beauty, we're physician-led wellness. From medically supervised weight loss to energy-boosting IV therapy, we're here to support you every step of the way with personalized treatments that work. Plus, indulge in rejuvenating facials and smooth away wrinkles with Botox for a refreshed, youthful look. A healthy, more radiant you is within reach, all in one place. For more information, please call us at 432-360-0248. or visit raradiancemedspa.com.
Your dreams are what power our community. When it comes to buying a home, starting a business, or tools to help with everyday money management, Citibank is a proud community leader for your financial needs. From personal checking and lending solutions to mobile banking and a suite of business services, our goal is to help you achieve yours. Citibank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, we are back. We've got Criselda Porras in the circle for the Fort Stockton Prowlers this afternoon, this final District 3-4A ball game for Fort Stockton today. And
I noticed I think today we'll have the tallest left fielder on the field today. Alexia Dominguez is in left field.
Yeah,
and
how tall is Alexia?
She can reach over the fence if she stands on her toes. So we're going to count on her to knock down any home runs.
She's 5'10", 5'11", maybe? 5'9". Aliana's keeping the scoreboard, by the way.
Woo-hoo.
And her dad, Nacho, is announcing today in the press box with us.
It's a family affair.
Yes. Those guys, they always do a great job with Prowler softball. All right, Farrah Fortner is the first batter up for Greenwood. She's a left-handed hitter.
Very fast. Don't let her on the base pass because she'll steal.
All right, and Criselda Porras, a right-handed pitcher for the Fort Stockton Prowlers, has pitched probably just about all of our district games. I think she's gotten just about all the time. Maybe the first game, I think we had another pitcher start for Seminole, and then Criselda came in, and she's really pitched the rest of the way in district. It's 1-0, and a bunt is shown. It's a strike called, and I believe the count goes to 1-1 on Fortner, the shortstop. May Savage on deck. And it's 1-1.
A lot of wind.
Here's the pitch. Ground ball to the second baseman for Fort Stockton, and she had to get, I tell you what, that was a fast base runner, but a really good job there by Aubrey Salgado to field it quickly and get it over to our first baseman, who is Alondra Molina for out number 1. But, man, that's she really did scoot up the base path quickly.
Well, I took that advanced base running class, so I know who a good base runner is when I see one.
Oh, I see.
And this is a good base runner here also.
You've taken a lot of special classes.
Well, I pride myself on preparation.
May Savage, there's a strike called, and it's 0-1 on May Savage, the second baseman. And Darren, when we played up in Greenwood, I believe they beat us 9-4 perhaps, but we had a bad inning, I believe, in the fourth, which really was the inning that lost us the game.
Yep.
That one is high. No, it's a strike call.
That was a great pitch.
All right, it's 0-2 on May Savage. But, one bad inning against Greenwood. They had quite a few hits in that inning, and we gave up some runs, and that's what beat us up in Greenwood.
Well, that'll do it every time.
Yeah.
Can't have one bad inning.
And that one is outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Savage.
That's too far outside. She wasn't going to swing at that one. We had that blind girl one time that swung at a bad pitch, but other than that, that doesn't work.
The 1 ball and 2 strikes. You're talking about visually impaired, aren't you? That one was low. It's 2-2.
Well, her name rhymed with Helen Keller, if that means anything to you. Anyway, let's get this out. Let's get 2 up, 2 down.
And it's Bailey Savage on deck, and that one is fouled out down the left field side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We've been following the Texas Longhorn baseball team and the Texas Longhorn softball team pretty well this year, and the Texas baseball team now ranked number 1 in the nation. And boy, they had a 15-inning marathon game the other day with Kentucky. There's a blooper into right field, and that's going to fall for a base hit. That'll be May Savage with a blooper into right field.
Really a nice job by Adamari to come in and cut it off, but just well-placed shot. No way to get her out.
All right, so Greenwood has a runner aboard with 1 out, and here's Bailey Savage, her sister, now up to the plate. May Savage just got a single, and now Briley Savage, the catcher, up to the plate, and she's batting from the right-hand side.
A lot of sibling pressure here to do the same.
Yeah. Here's the pitch, and that's a bunt shown. And there's a runner going to second with a stolen base. The throw is made, but not near in time.
I thought the batter kind of fell in front of our player there. Made the throw come out late.
Let's see, was that ball one?
I'm not sure.
All right, 1-0.
Thought she swung at it.
To Brayley Savage, maybe. I'm not sure. Here's the pitch. That one low and inside. And there's another throw.
Wow, that was a great throw, right on the money.
What is it, 2-0?
I guess it is. I thought the first one might have been a strike, but maybe wrong.
All right, this is Briley Savage, the catcher at the plate. And here's the pitch. That's going to be a fly ball out to center field, and that is a home run by the Greenwood Rangerettes. Briley Savage has a 2-run homer over the center field fence. Wow, and that has been one of our problems this year, Darren, giving up too many home runs.
Well, it has.
And there's one right there for 2 runs.
That one hurt. We've given them a lot in the first inning, too. Seemed like we've been playing from behind all year.
All right, now it's Addison Arredondo stepping to the plate. Now, she's the pitcher for Greenwood, and this is Addison Arredondo with Lexi Stewart on deck. Well, that clears the bases on a 2-run homer by Briley Savage. Scores Briley Savage and May Savage, and Greenwood leads 2-0. Here's the pitch. That one down low and outside. 1 ball and no strikes on Arredondo. Fort Stockton has Griselda Porras in the circle, Bella Espino at catcher, Alondra Molina at first base, Aubrey Salgado at second, Jocelyn Arcidas at third, and Demaya Vaughn at shortstop. And that pitch down low and in the turf, and it's 2-0. Only 1 out on them, too, Darren.
1 out.
So Alexia Dominguez is in left field for the Prowlers. We've got Mia Garcia in center, Adamari Renteria in right. All right, 2-0 to Arredondo. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a long ball out to left center. That'll be another base hit for Greenwood, and that'll be a double for Addison Arredondo, and 3 base hits in a row for the Rangerettes, Darren.
Well, that really hit the gap. That was perfectly placed deep, but, halfway between the center fielder and the left fielder.
And we've got, wind coming in from the east-southeast, probably, 10 to 20 miles per hour at least, I would say.
At least.
Yep. Lexi Stewart, third baseman, now stepping up, a right-handed batter with a runner at second with just 1 out in the top of the first inning. And here's the pitch by Griselda. Low and outside, 1-0.
I'll give you $1 if you'll climb to the top of the flagpole and tell me what it feels like out there on the wind blowing, because it looks pretty breezy.
Well, I have to stay here and do the play-by-play,
I'll do
unfortunately.
I'll do it.
That's high and outside, 2-0 to Lexi Stewart.
Well, we've been falling behind 2-0 on these last 2 batters, and it kind of makes them real aggressive at the plate.
Well,
after that.
A single and a home run and double have been given up here in a row, and there's one that is a fair ball down the third base side, and here comes a runner home for Greenwood. And that one rolls all the way into the left field corner, and another double, this one by Lexi Stewart.
Yeah, that was inches in, but it was
really
perfectly placed. Our third baseman's not too far off the bag, but there was no chance.
Well, that's one of those dream hits, Besides a home run, you dream about getting a hit just inside the third base bag, and that's where that one was. So 3-0, Greenwood on top as another run scores. Here's the pitch. A changeup. Boy, that was close, but too high, 1-0. To Millie Wilkinson, the center fielder. So Griselda Porras giving up 4 base hits in a row here, and they've been big ones.
Millie's got a red hat on. That's kind of weird, isn't it?
What's that?
Millie has a red hat on.
Yeah, well, in Greenwood, they were playing, there's a 1-1 count. In Greenwood, they had red uniforms.
I heard that was an ordering mistake, that wasn't planned, because their colors are blue.
I know, but
they had some red stuff, and that was
that one inside, 2-1.
Oh, that's a strike.
Oh, it is? Okay, yeah. 1-2 on Wilkinson. But no, they've gone to some more red in their uniforms here lately. But, yeah, they were a red uniform with trimmed in navy and powder blue, I guess, and some white.
Sounds
All right.
patriotic, but
1-2, and that one is down too low. It's now 2-2 on Wilkinson, who is the center fielder for the Rangerettes, and Lexi Stewart is out there at second base. Well, 3 hits for extra bases in this inning, and then 1 single blooper. So it's resulted in 3 runs and a runner at second with 1 out. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, and this is a grounder. And that's a good throw over to first for the out, and the runner goes from second to third, Lexi Stewart.
Really a pretty good job at first base, getting that out and then firing it to third, but no double play.
All right, so Lexi Stewart is able to advance on the bases in what, effectively is a sacrifice bunt, but it was a grounder to shortstop. Brissa Galindo steps to the plate. She's the first baseman for Greenwood, batter number 7.
Maybe their leading base stealer.
Brissa?
Maybe.
All right, here's the pitch. Just outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Berkeley Jenkins is on deck.
You're making that up.
No, I'm not.
Berkeley Jenkins.
Yeah, named
okay.
Brissa Galindo is at bat right now with a 1-0 count. There's a base hit right up the middle. This will score another run, and it's turning into a really big inning here for Greenwood.
It is. That's too many hits.
That'll be a single for Galindo, and it scores the run from third base. And it's now a 4-0 game. Greenwood on top. Berkeley Jenkins stepping up to the plate. She's the right fielder. And then it'll be Hannah Zarate who's on deck. This is batter number 8 already that we faced in this inning. Here's the pitch. Outside and high, 1-0.
And, her great-grandfather started a college there out in California. Good to have her here. Not Berkeley, Jenkins College. It's not quite as famous as what you were probably thinking.
2-0 to Jenkins. No, I hadn't heard of Jenkins College. No.
Well, it's not as famous as Berkeley.
Oh.
But actually a very good school. Calvin Smits graduated from there.
Here's the pitch.
I'm guessing you hadn't heard of him either.
No, I haven't. That one's high and inside. I think it's a 3-0 count on Jenkins here.
Oh, I got lost. I was deep into research.
It's 3-0 to Berkeley Jenkins, the right fielder, with a runner at first, and that's Brissa Galindo. All right, here's the throw now by Criselda. There's a strike called, and it's 3-1. She needed that pitch.
Well, we need to, number 8 hitter, you need to throw strikes, really.
Well, Greenwood's done really what they needed to do to bring these runs in.
They have. They've hit the ball hard.
3-1. Here's the pitch. And it is high. It's a walk given up. That was close.
That was close.
Runners at first and second now with 2 outs. And, Darren, here's batter number 9. They've batted all the way around here in the first inning.
Maybe they'll be dizzy and strike out if they batted all the way around.
Maybe so. Hannah Zarate. Where's that hat of yours?
Oh, I'll put it on. We'll get that third out. It's on now.
All right, Hannah Zarate, the left fielder. Here's the throw. Right down the middle for strike 1. Nice pitch. Runners aboard at first and second with 2 outs, and we really need this third out right now.
Yes, right now.
Griselda checks her wristband. It's Greenwood on top 4-0 in the top of the first. Swing and a miss, and the count goes to 0-2. Fort Stockton suffered a 7-1 loss to Andrews on the road last, Friday night? Friday afternoon?
It was. I was in New Mexico.
All right, 0-2 to Zarate. Here's the pitch. Just
close.
A tad low. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Got a hockey player here from the Dallas Stars. That's exciting.
1 ball and 2 strikes. And here's the throw. and a swing and a miss. And that will do it for Greenwood.
Woo.
And your hat did make a difference.
It
So
did.
we'll be back. It's Greenwood on top 4-0. We'll be back in a moment.
Cactus Health is your one-stop health care facility. They care, offering quality health care for you and your family, including health education, hearing screenings, adult and children immunizations, minor x-rays, postpartum care, OB care, prenatal services, men's and women's health, and lab services. Cactus Health, located at 700 North Main Street. Call 336-8110 for information and appointments. Concept Inc. is here to help you with all your oil field and residential needs. They provide licensed septic system installations, site evaluations, roll-off container rentals, and porta-potty rentals, septic tank and grease trap pump outs. Backhoe services and general construction also available. Contact Kobe Terrasses at 432-290-3620. That phone number again is 432-290-3620. Concept Inc. Contessa Ready Mix is now open and ready to serve all your concrete needs. They also offer general construction, precast, material hauling, and sand and gravel. They're located at 2270 Gonzales Loop. For more information, call 432-290-4947. Contessa Ready Mix, owned and operated by Kobe Terrasses, serving Fort Stockton and the surrounding area.
All right. Well, Darren, we're down 4-0 after 1/2 inning. We need some hits and some runs.
We really do.
Automati Renteria steps up, batting from the left-hand side. That one gets away from the catcher, and it is 1-0 on Renteria. She's a slap hitter from the left side, and she's fast on the bases as well.
Let's slap this one silly.
Yeah. Automati now playing in right field the last 3 or 4 games. And the pitch. And that's a pop-up on the infield, unfortunately, and that's an easy play for the third baseman for Greenwood for out number 1. And that's not what we needed. Lexi Stewart makes an easy catch there at third base.
Let's get some hits. Did you already say that?
I already said that.
Oh,
yep.
okay.
Griselda Porras, the pitcher for the Prowlers, now stepping up to the plate, facing the Greenwood pitcher, Arredondo. That one is fouled out in right field area, and it is 0-1 on an M&J Fast Lube foul ball.
We need lots of hits. How many hits did they have? 4?
They had 5 hits.
Wow, and 4 runs.
4 runs on 5 hits.
Pretty efficient.
3 of those base hits were for extra bases. 0-1. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a nice base hit out into right field for Griselda, and that's going to be a double for Porras. Real nice job by Griselda Porras, putting in a perfect place to allow her to get an extra base there.
Arredondo said, "Where did the ball go?" So, yeah, it went all the way to the wall. That was a nice hit.
Mia Garcia stepping to the plate now for the Prowlers. And Mia is our center fielder, batting from the left-hand side as well. Addison Arredondo, the pitcher for Greenwood, she's a right-hander. She's the same pitcher who pitched for them up in Greenwood. All right, Mia Garcia, our center fielder, and that one is too high.
You know, Mia's done a nice job in the outfield and at first base. Played well this year. Had a big Grand Slam home run to beat Pecos.
Yeah, she did. 1-0. Here's the throw. A little bit outside. So it's 2-0 now to Mia Garcia.
Good eye.
Jocelyn Arcidas on deck. Mia Garcia now with a 2-0 count. Here's the throw. And that's going to be a blooper into left field.
Oh, it's out.
Oh, it's out of here. Wow. How about that? That's a home run by Mia Garcia. And that is going to be an M&J Trucking Company base hit. It'll be a home run for 2 runs, scoring for the Fort Stockton Prowlers here in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, that wasn't a drive, but I tell you, she hit it a long way. And
I didn't think it was going to be deep enough to get out, but it sure did.
Well, that's why we don't pay you to do the thinking around here. Just ask me. Yeah, that was a good hit. We needed that, too. That was important.
You know, and you talk about thinking.
I got my lucky hat on.
No, you weren't wearing it until the last strikeout of the first inning. When you put it on, ever since then we've been doing great.
I know.
So,
well,
don't tell me about thinking.
Well, I wouldn't.
All right,
that
it's
was
0-1 to Jocelyn Arcides.
That was business. Greenwood paid me not to wear that for half an inning.
I see.
And
well,
I have to honor my sponsors.
So
you know about that, don't you? You've been
that's,
overcharging people for years on sponsorships.
That's outside and high. It's 1-1. Well, you know what I would call that is just being a traitor.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That was bad. I'm not going to do that again.
All right, that one is a strike on the inside corner. That's nice.
That's a tough pitch.
Yeah, that's a good pitch.
I'd have laid off of that one too. That's too hard to hit.
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jocelyn Arcides. Jocelyn's our third baseman. Done a great job this year. And there's a nice hit out into left center. It's against the wall. She's going to try to make it to second. She slides in safe.
That was a great job. She really accelerated and got in there because really Greenwood played it well off the wall and got it to second on a nice throw, but Jocelyn got in under the tag. So
really nice. Yeah, nice job. Jocelyn, really strong hit out to left center, and it was right at the base of the wall, and Greenwood recovered it quickly and got it in, but Jocelyn doing a great job of sliding in under the tag. A double. All right, 2 doubles and a homer for Fort Stockton, Darren. And here's a infield pop-up. Second baseman is under it and makes the catch for out number 2.
Yeah, probably might should have watched a pitch or two in hindsight.
Yeah.
But
and that was Bella Espino, by the way. It was a very strong hitter for us.
Yeah, probably our home run leader maybe on the team.
Alondra Molina stepping to the plate now, and Alondra is our first baseman.
I'd like us to watch a pitch or two at least.
Yep. All right, here is Alondra, our first baseman. Here's the pitch. Way outside and high, and it is 1-0.
And
their catcher does a good job, Briley Savage, of getting up and responding very quickly to those potential steals. 1-0. Here's the throw. Swing and a miss by Alondra.
That was a big swing.
It was a really strong swing, but missed the ball. 1-1. Demaya Vaughn is on deck. We've had 3 base hits, all for extra bases, brought to you by M&J Trucking Company. That one is fouled out against the screen, actually, and it's 1-2 on Molina.
Well, she just needs to put the bat on the ball here, maybe take a little bit off. See if we can put this in play.
1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Greenwood on top 4-2 in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the pitch. It's outside and 2-2.
I like that pitch on a 1-2 count. About a foot outside. Not bad.
I feel a base hit coming here.
I do.
All right, here we go. And that one is popped up. Let's see if that first baseman, she gets there and makes the catch in foul territory for out number 3. So we go to the second inning. Our score 4-2, Greenwood on top. We'll be back in a moment.
Are you sick and tired of inflation driving up the price on virtually everything? At CTG Express Oil Change, we have mastered the art of inflation-proof, lightning-fast oil changes. We tell inflation to take a hike with our happy hour discounts every weekday, 11 to 1 p.m., and our service appreciation discounts for local teachers, military, first responders, and correctional officers. We're fast, too, saving you time and money. And remember, at CTG Express, we are the best for the most dependable place to get your state inspection. Come stay with us at CTG Express in Fort Stockton.
Designer Carpets and Interiors has become known in Fort Stockton as the remodeling experts. They will be glad to put together a free estimate on just about any remodeling project, always keeping in mind your budget. They also can help with ideas and designs for your project to upgrade your home and add to its value. They also have all types of the latest and most modern flooring, including carpet, tile, hardwood, laminates, custom cabinetry, countertops, and much more. Call Designer Carpets and Interiors today at 336-6591. The First National Bank of Fort Stockton offers rock-solid banking services with a friendly staff and offers extended lobby hours. They're a full-service bank, and it's locally owned and operated, and they appreciate your business. First National Bank of Fort Stockton also operates Brave National Bank in Ira-Ann. The First National Bank is proud to support the Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler athletic teams in all their competition and say, go Panthers and Prowlers. The friendly First National Bank of Fort Stockton, 1000 West Dickinson, member FDIC. All right, we're back with more Prowler softball. And Darren, after one complete inning, Greenwood has outscored us 4-2. And Greenwood back at the top of their order. And it's Farrah Fortner, the shortstop, who grounded out to second base her last time up. She's a left-handed hitter, and she shows bunt.
That was a strike, wasn't it?
It looked like a strike to me, but the umpire's not going to call it that way.
Really?
No.
I thought it was a beautiful pitch.
It was. Right down the middle, but I don't understand it. 1-0. When she pulled away from the plate, did it affect his vision? Well, he called that one a strike.
Yeah, that one was a little wider, but, yeah, I thought the first one was a better pitch. But
maybe he made up for it.
Yeah, even Steven.
1-1 on Fortner now. Griselda Porras pitching today for the Prowlers. Here's the throw, and that's a bunt. Perfectly laid down. And the runner is safe. She beat out that throw with the bunt to third base. It was well played by the third baseman, Jocelyn Arcides, Darren.
Yeah.
But just could not get the throw there in time.
That's a perfect bunt on a lefty because it died, and by the time you run over, field it, and throw it, it's just a split second late.
Really a nice bunt. All right, May Savage steps up to the plate. She singled and had a stolen base last time up and scored a run. She plays at second base for the Rangerettes. And the pitch, it's outside. Here goes the runner. And they got the runner.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful tag. And that was to Demaya Vaughn from Bella Espino for out number 1.
Really did a nice job. Got the ball there in a great spot. Able to apply the tag. So really,
that's a beautiful tag.
Beautiful play and
beautiful throw.
That runner's fast. So
She is.
That required a perfect throw, and we got it.
Yeah. So Farrah Fortner is out at second base, out number 1. All right, May Savage stepping up to the plate. Last time she had a blooper single to right field and had a stolen base and scored a run. Here's the pitch. That is up high. One ball and no strikes.
Those look pretty close to me.
Yeah. This is May Savage, and she's the second baseman.
Well, don't give her anything to hit. She hit a home run last time.
No, not this one.
Oh, no. Oh.
That's her sister coming up next.
Well.
Here's the pitch. It's a swing and a miss, and the count goes to 1-1 on May Savage.
You know what I say, don't you? You've seen one Savage, you've seen them all. I've said that before.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I try to forget some of the things you say. 2-1.
We're doing better with my lucky hat on.
Yeah, we are.
We're winning 2-0.
I told you should have put it on earlier. Here's the throw, and that's a changeup, and that will go out to center field, and a good catch by Mia Garcia for out number 2. All right, Briley Savage now stepping to the plate.
She's the one that hit the home run.
Briley is the one that hit the homer.
Well, don't let her do that again.
No. Nope.
Number 5, Savage.
Well, we've already got 2 outs now on Greenwood on the first 2 batters. Of course, there was a bunt single, and she was tagged out trying to steal over to second. And then a fly out by May Savage. That one is down in the turf, and it's 1-0 to Briley Savage. Third batter in the Greenwood order, and it's Addison Arredondo, their pitcher, who's in the cleanup spot. She's up next.
Just goes to show it doesn't pay to steal.
All right, Griselda checks her wristband. And here's the throw by Griselda. That one is a really hard foul ball down the third base side, and the count goes to 1-1.
I think she was trying to hit her coach. I sense animosity. What do you think?
No.
You don't think so?
That's the way the game is played.
I don't know. The coach, he looks very unhappy with that. That was a headshot.
No. 1-1. And that's a changeup. And that's a strike. All right.
Yes.
She got a change up for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Briley Savage at the plate. Go ahead.
I'm wearing my lucky hat, and I gave the seeing eye dog some dog biscuits, so it's all paying off.
And that's a line drive. Center field, and Mia Garcia makes another outstanding play out there. Great job.
Wow.
And the Fort Stockton Prowlers holds Greenwood scoreless here in the top of the second. We'll be back in a moment.
This is Gilray Madrid, and we're excited to kick off another incredible school year. At Fort Stockton ISD, we know that success starts with showing up every day, and every class counts.
I'm Dr. Ken Vogel, and we want to thank our parents, families, and community for supporting not just our athletes and performers, but all students in their journey to do their best. Let's continue supporting our students and schools to ensure they thrive both in school and beyond.
Together, we can all make this a great school year.
Are your insurance rates too high? At Fort Stockton Insurance, you're not stuck. We can shop within our own carriers to find the best deals. Do you know that we do more than property and auto? We do life, commercial, farm, and specialty insurance. Do you want to run on the field with the Baylor Bears, have an Aerolite plane or a vintage vehicle? We insure all of that. Need a bond or commercial insurance? We can help you there too. This is Pam at Fort Stockton Insurance. We're located at 901 West Dickinson, or give us a call at 336-8565.
All right, Darren, we're back for the bottom of the second. Chance now for Fort Stockton to catch the Rangerettes.
Let me put on my hat. All right, it's back on. Here we go. Now I'm ready.
Yeah, you've got your lucky hat on. That's
I do.
Good.
Lucky hat is on. Come on, Demaya. Let's watch for the bunt here. Let's see if they can make a play on the bunt.
All right, Demaya Vaughn, who is shows bunt a lot. She pulls out of it, and that one is down in the turf, 1-0.
She had a lot of glitter in her hair. So really, the girls have all dolled up for the game. Kind of fancy.
Also, Darren, you know, I think showing bunt is a bit of a distraction for the pitcher sometimes. And a swing and a miss by Demaya right there. It's 1-1.
I think so. And it pulls your third baseman up somewhat. Maybe gets them in a spot where they don't want to be playing.
All right, it's Demaya Vaughn with a count of 1-1. And the pitch. Ground ball down the third base side. It is a foul ball. Brought to you by M&J Fast Lube.
You know, if I was in charge of things and made all the rules, I would let you bunt on strike 3 and it not be an automatic, you know, if you don't make the bunt, you know, if you just fouled it. I would allow bunts on strike 3. I think that would make the game more exciting.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And here's a pop-up, foul territory. Third baseman under it makes the catch. All right, that is 1 down on the Prowlers in the second.
We're going to have to adjust because we've already had 3 shallow pop-ups.
Yeah.
And, you know, we need to make sure we're getting on top of the ball a little bit more.
This is batter number 8 stepping up for us now, Haven Gaitan. She's our designated player. Aubrey Salgado on deck. Arredondo with the pitch. It's a slapper to the pitcher, and that will be another out. And quickly, 2 outs on the Prowlers, and that was on the first pitch right there.
Yeah, we're a little we're popping up too many shots, and I think we're a little impatient at the plate. I'd make these pitchers work a little bit more.
All right, Aubrey Salgado stepping to the plate now, and she's the second baseman for the Prowlers. Greenwood is on top of this game, 4-2. In the bottom of the second, now the Prowlers have 2 outs. Batter number 9 up at the plate, Salgado. That's high. 1 ball, no strikes to Salgado. There will be a JV girls game following this one. And, of course, the Panthers playing baseball against Greenwood tonight. Greenwood's been pretty tough in baseball. That one is up high. It's 2-0. Greenwood beat our Panthers 10-0 in 5 innings in Greenwood, or was it 6, 5 or 6? At any rate, it was a game we really didn't play very well. And here's a ground ball taken by the Greenwood shortstop, and that is 3 up and 3 down for Greenwood's defense against the Prowlers. We'll be back with more Prowler softball in just a moment. Have you tried the delicious Jalisco-style Mexican food at the Guadalajara Mexican Grill recently? Their food and service is fast and top-notch. Plus, they're now offering some additions to their huge menu, including the carnitas plate and the fantastic molcajete with beef, chicken, and shrimp. They also now have delicious chicken wings spiced with mango, habanero, buffalo, or barbecue. Top it off with your favorite adult beverages and drinks and desserts. They also have daily specials, and you can dine in or call in orders at 336-6600. The Guadalajara Mexican Grill, 200 East 19th on the Imperial Highway.
If you or your spouse have been thinking about pre-planning your funerals, Heritage Funeral Home of the Big Bend has some very important news. Now is the best time to plan for your eternity and take the financial burden off your loved ones. If you already have a plan, let them review it with you. At Heritage Funeral Home of the Big Bend, they'll work with you so that your final requests are personalized just for you. Call or come by today at 301 North Main or message them on Facebook.
Hernandez Sanitation in Fort Stockton proudly serves a large portion of West Texas with sanitation services, including the oil field for portable toilets, holding tanks, septic tank service, grease trap service, or large roll-off trash containers. Contact Hernandez Sanitation today by calling owner and operator Joe Angel Hernandez at 432-336-3803. Hernandez Sanitation, a proud member of the Fort Stockton community, always supporting all the athletic and extracurricular activities in Fort Stockton schools. All right, we're back. Here's the first pitch of the third inning. That one is fouled out by Addison Arredondo, the pitcher for Greenwood. It's 0-1. These next two batters, Darren, in the last inning, both had doubles. Addison Arredondo and Lexi Stewart.
Well, we don't need to do that again. No hits.
All right, 0-1 to Arredondo. Here's the pitch. That one is popped up, and it is out of the park. And it will go to 0-2 on Arredondo. Got a pretty good wind coming out of the east-southeast right now.
I got a lot of hot air right next to me.
15 to 25 miles per hour.
It is.
Yep. That one is very close.
Man.
Very close. And the umpire probably gave the batter the benefit of the doubt.
Really did.
And it's 1-2.
Crowd liked it, thought it was a called third strike. But I think we'll get the next one because that was close.
All right, 1 ball, 2 strikes on Arredondo. Here's Criselda with the next throw. And that is a long one out to left field. This may be another home run.
Well, that's where a missed strike call probably cost us a run right there.
Addison Arredondo homers over the left field fence. Fortunately for us, nobody else was on the bases.
Well, that's too bad. I think we were looking at strike 3, and she got a second chance, and she knocked it out of here.
Okay, so Lexi Stewart now comes to the plate, and she doubled her last time up. So right now, the first 5 batters for Greenwood looking pretty strong. Lexi Stewart doubled her last time up and scored a run back in the first, and she's coming up to the plate now. The third baseman for the Rangerettes. Now, wait a second. Yeah, that is Stewart, I believe, right? Number 21, yes.
I like her coach. I think he came out and said, was that pitch before, was it high or wide? I like that.
Yeah.
That's a way to find out, at least let him know we're watching.
Yeah. All right, here's the throw. A changeup.
Beautiful pitch.
That is a strike.
That was a great pitch.
Yeah.
I mean, batter had no chance.
0-1 to Lexi Stewart. I believe Seminole was leading Pecos in softball. And here's one that is fouled off. Seminole is leading Pecos after 2 innings, 5-0.
5-0.
Yes. And right here, it's Greenwood now leading us 5-2 in the top of the third inning. It's 0-2 now on Stewart. And by the way, Andrews already played Monahans yesterday in softball. 6-3 was the score, with Andrews winning over the Monahans Lady Lobos yesterday, 6-3, and it's 1-2 on Stewart. By the way, with that win, Andrews clinched the district championship. They are 8-2 in the district. Here's the pitch. High and outside, 2-2. We played one close game with Andrews.
We got beat 9-7, where we had a run scored and then they took it away, and yeah, it was a tough loss.
All right, it's 2-2 now to Stewart, the third baseman for Greenwood. Nobody on the bases and nobody out. Here's the pitch, and that one fouled off, and it's still at 2-2. Pretty good crowd for the Prowlers, especially today. A lot of people out along the fence as well. Not as many here for Greenwood, but they've got several. 2-2 now to Stewart, and here's the pitch. That's a ground ball. Shortstop, Demaya Vaughn picks it up and does a good job of relaying it over there. A bit short on the throw, but the first baseman did a good job, Alondra Molina, of digging that out.
Well, he did. She was stretched out, digging out, something else. That's a nice play.
That's a very nice play.
Well, she had a double last time, and that time we threw her out.
So Alondra Molina, great stretch out there at first base. All right, here's Millie Wilkinson stepping up, the center fielder. She grounded out her last time up to shortstop. Here's the throw, and that's a strike. 0-1. Greenwood on top now 5-2. They scored 4 runs in the first, 1 run here in the third on a solo homer. And here's the throw. That's down in the turf. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Talked to a lot of the Greenwood fans. They said, really, driving into Fort Stockton, it just smells good. I'm not sure what that meant, but I appreciate that.
Well, that is. There's a line drive out into right center field. Millie Wilkinson, tall young lady, goes all the way to second base on a double. Stand-up double there for Wilkinson. She is tall.
She is tall. Yes.
All right, Brissa Galindo stepping to the plate. She singled her last time up.
I heard in the off season that she goes out to the zoo and feeds the giraffes because she's really tall.
That's what you heard.
That's what I heard.
And here's the pitch, high and outside. 1 ball and no strikes to Galindo. That was a very hard hit out there to a line drive to right center.
Mia's done a great job in center field. Those last inning, that was 2 very good catches.
Yeah, it was. 1-0 to Galindo. Oh, there's a line drive right to the pitcher, and she catches it. Very quick reaction for Criselda Porras, Darren. That's hard to do, but, she's got quick reaction.
Really does. Criselda, she plays shortstop also, and is a very good shortstop.
Yeah.
But, that was an excellent play.
Most times, Darren, that's going to be a base hit right up the middle, but
not with us.
Criselda snagged it. There's a strike called on Berkeley Jenkins. It's 0-1.
Let's go out to Jenkins University. Very, very prestigious school out in California.
0-1. Here's the throw, just a tad outside and low. It's 1-1. 2 outs now with a runner at second. Greenwood led off with a homer by Addison Arredondo, their pitcher, and made it 5-2 Greenwood. That's where we stand right now with 2 outs in the top of the third. It's 1-1. Here's the throw. Outside, 2-1.
I like Criselda. She's pitching it close enough that the batter may swing at some of these, but not I like that low outside pitch.
Did you want to keep the scorebook? I never did ask you.
No, I don't. I don't know how to count.
Oh, okay. Here's the pitch. That one is popped up, and here's our first baseman makes the catch for the Prowlers there, Alondra Molina. Good job.
Wow.
And that will retire Greenwood here in the third. We go to the bottom of the third with Greenwood on top 5-2. Always a good time at Joe's Place Cantina, located in historic downtown behind the Community Theater at 216 West 1st. Enjoy their tacos, tortas, and more, served in 3 areas, including a covered patio and backyard, while listening to a wide variety of music or watching the big game, including Fort Stockton Panther games. Go Blue! Joe's Place is open Wednesdays from 8 to 12, Thursdays through Saturday from 6 to 1, with family time and happy hour only from 6 to 8 p.m. Be sure to look at their Facebook page for upcoming events and information.
Julie's Easy Press Cleaners is ready to serve you with all your laundry cleaning needs. From drop-off to pickup, you'll enjoy not having to do the washing, drying, or pressing. It's done for you. Whether it's a party, office meeting, or lunch with friends, show up dressed for success. Because at Julie's Easy Press, they know when you look good, you feel good. Julie's Easy Press, 1101 North Front Street, or call 336-6601.
All right, Darren, we're back with more Prowler softball, bottom of the 3rd inning. And we are now back to the top of our order, as in the 2nd inning, we were retired 3 up and 3 down on batters number 7, 8, and 9. So now we go back to the top of the order with Adamari Renteria, who popped up with an easy catch to third base last time. Let's see if she can get a base hit this time. And she will slap that one down the third base side foul, and it's 0-1.
I like that. You know, just pull that over a little bit more between the pitcher and the third baseman.
And, of course, Darren, she's a senior, I believe, and she's very speedy. 0-1. Here's the pitch from Arredondo. That's a slapper to the third base, and they got her out, I guess.
She didn't touch her.
I don't know if she tagged her or not, but here comes Coach Espino to challenge the call. He wants a timeout, wants to talk to the umpire. Hey, did he tag her, or did you rule that she ran out of the baseline?
She didn't run out of the baseline.
It looked like she was really not tagged. But, you know, appeal it to the home plate umpire because he had a good view of it.
Well, he's going to ask him, but he's not going to. I think she missed the tag, and our runner was defiant that she was not touched and never came off the base. So I'm not sure. I don't think they'll change the call, but I believe it's the wrong call.
Defiant, eh?
Defiant. You know, you go and
they called her out.
Now, you know,
well,
I
don't think that the first baseman made the tag either.
No, she kind of leaned away and ducked under it, and the baseman never moved the glove. So I believe she avoided the tag and got to first.
All right, Criselda Porta steps to the plate, had a double her last time up and scored a run. Ground ball right to the shortstop, and that was well played by Greenwood's defense. That's 2 outs.
Well, we've hit it right to them twice now.
Yeah.
And that's the only bad part.
Farrah Fortner over to Brissa Galindo for out number 2.
Let's see if we get another home run here.
Mia Garcia had a homer her last time up over the left field fence. We are trailing 5-2. That pitch is just on the inside a bit, not much.
I thought it was a strike.
It's 1-0 to Garcia. That's a tough pitch to hit.
I thought it was a strike.
Yep. 1-0 to Garcia. Here's the throw. And that one on the outside corner for a strike. It's 1-1. Garcia homered back in the first inning. That one is up high. It's 2-1. And that was a 2-run homer. Scored Criselda Portis and Mia Garcia. 2-1 now to Mia, our third batter in the order, playing at center field today. Here's the pitch from Arredondo. That's low and inside. 3-1 now on Garcia. Jocelyn Arcidas on deck. She may elect to walk her, you know.
Maybe.
We'll see what happens. Here's the throw. And it's a walk given up to Mia Garcia.
Well,
probably not a bad choice for Greenwood, really.
Yeah, we got a couple, but we have really 3 straight home run hitters coming up, so any of these can knock one out.
Jocelyn Arcidas stepping to the plate, third baseman. And Darren, she doubled her last time up.
Hey, Jocelyn's a junior, right?
I think so. That one is low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes on Arcides.
Good eye. You know, I like it when we maybe watch a pitch or two.
And, you know, we do have the 2 outs already, though, here in the 3rd. Here's the pitch. Outside, 2-0.
Yeah, we'll probably get a pitch right here that we can drive. And
Bella Espino is on deck. We've got a 5-2 deficit and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. Here's Arredondo with the throw. Fouled out by Jocelyn, and the count goes to 2-1. That's a M&J fast loop foul ball.
That's a pretty good pitch to hit. She had a nice swing, just was behind it a little bit.
All right, Jocelyn Arcides, 2-1 count now on our 3rd baseman. Here's the throw. And that's going to be a line drive to right field. That'll go into the corner. And here comes Fort Stockton. We're going to go ahead. We got to go ahead and go. And that is a run safe. Wow, Jocelyn Arcides is going to have a double. And with the fielding choice, she's able to go on over to 3rd base.
Yeah, really. Indecision out there by Greenwood, which allowed both runners. You know, I think she'd have made a quick throw to 3rd or home, would have probably had the out, but she couldn't decide which way to go.
Well, Jocelyn Arcides gets a very big double to score a run right there. Here comes Bella Espino to the plate. And Darren, with a home run right here, Bella could tie this game up.
Well, it is, and that I like it. She laid off that first pitch.
Yep.
And let's because we.
Yeah, she swung on the first pitch last time and popped it up. 1-0. Here's the pitch. And that is a strike called on the inside corner.
That would have been a hard one to hit. Let that one go by.
He's a little bit inconsistent on the inside strike call.
Yeah, it's been a little bit hard to figure.
All right, it's 1-1 to Espino. Here's the throw, and it's inside and low. And 2-1 now to Espino.
Catcher did a good job because Mia wanted to come in on that. It got away for just a second.
Well,
but
you mean Jocelyn.
Catcher kept it in front of her.
Jocelyn's out there at 3rd, yeah. All right, 2-1 to Bella Espino. Here's the throw. And here's a long ball up to center field, and it will be caught. And that will do it for Fort Stockton. 1 run scores, and we get a double and a walk, and one of those scores. So it's now 5-3. Greenwood on top. We'll be back in a moment.
Hey, Fort Stockton. Hungry for a deal that satisfies every craving? K-Bob Steakhouse has you covered with a 2-for-20 meal deal. That's right, choose a starter like crispy potato skins, cheesy quesadilla or zesty fried pickles, and pair it with an entree. The juicy 6-ounce sirloin, crispy catfish platter, or maybe the hearty chicken fried steak. The choice is yours. Your entree also comes with your choice of sides, baked potato fries, or green beans, all for $20. So grab your friends, family, or come solo and treat yourself at K-Bob Steakhouse in Fort Stockton. Come by today. M&J Trucking Services supports our Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler athletic teams and wants you to know that there's a locally owned and operated oilfield trucking company that can handle your vacuum truck and water hauling in the surrounding area. It's M&J Trucking in Fort Stockton, offering 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week vacuum truck and water hauling service. Contact M&J Trucking today at 290-4510. M&J Trucking, owned and operated by Martine Ibarra, proudly supporting the Fort Stockton Panthers and Prowlers. Need a quick, efficient oil change? M&J Fast Lube at 116 West Dickinson is here to serve you. Martine and Julia Ibarra invite you to stop by. They have great service, and they offer auto oil and lube services with the top major oil brands. They also offer state inspections and vehicle washing and cleaning, or you can get your vehicle completely detailed. It'll look like you just bought it. That's M&J Fast Lube, 116 West Dickinson, supporting Panther and Prowler sports. Go Blue. The Pecos County State Bank has been serving Fort Stockton, Pecos.
All right, we'll get to Pecos County State Bank in just a moment. But right now we've got the inning starting here, the 4th inning. And that one is going to be popped up against the screen by Greenwood. And this is Hannah Zarate, I believe. It's 0-1. Batter number 9 in the order for the Rangerettes. In a 5-3 ball game, Greenwood is on top of the Prowlers, 5-3 after 3 complete, Darren.
Well,
we did bring back a run in that third inning on a double by Jocelyn Arcidas, brings in Mia Garcia, who had walked. All right, it's 1-1 on Zarate.
Yeah, very close. Had Bella hit that one hard, but right into the wind, and it just hung up.
Yep. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a pitch that was way outside.
Yeah, that's a nice pitch. She was really wanting to hit it and kept it away from her.
Hannah Zarate now at 1-2 in the count.
I go with a good changeup here.
Starting the fourth inning here in Fort Stockton this afternoon versus Greenwood. Here's the pitch. That one fouled against the screen. And the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, Andrews defeated Monaghan yesterday in softball 6-3. They played that game yesterday.
Why?
I don't know why.
Oh.
But Andrews is at Monaghan's in baseball tonight, so they didn't play both games there yesterday. I don't know why they played the softball game yesterday, but there's a strikeout on a swing and a miss by Zarate.
You know, we need to log that. Throw her outside pitches. She's liable to chase them.
Yep.
You know, and that's one thing, disadvantage of a coach coming in is he hasn't seen our district and scouted our opponents very well, but he'll be ready.
Farrah Fortner is a left-handed batter stepping up to the plate. Last time up, she had a bunt single and then was tagged out trying to steal to second. And she grounded out in the first inning, so she's 1 for 2. And that's going to be a pop-up.
She wanted that. It was a change-up. And
yeah.
She was halfway to first base still trying to hit the ball. Farrah Fortner, her middle name is Fast.
Oh, okay. FFF?
Oh, she was out of the box. So
oh, was she?
She's out.
Oh, okay.
Our baseball guru over there, Nacho Dominguez, he knows everything about baseball. Well, nearly everything. But anyway, his son was a great pitcher, Luis.
All right,
Dominguez.
Maze Savage will step up to the plate now for Greenwood. She's gone 1 for 2 today with a single and a fly out to center. That first pitch, ball 1.
So there's 2 outs?
There are 2 outs now, yes.
Sweet, a strikeout and running out of the box and trying to hit it.
Do they call that a strikeout? I think maybe they do call it a strikeout.
That's right. Just to clarify things, Luis's sister, Aliana, was the better pitcher. He was a good baseball pitcher. She was a better softball pitcher.
All right, it's 2-0 to May Savage. Here's the throw.
And that's pretty close.
And that's a strike on the inside.
Okay.
2-1.
There you go.
2-1 now to May Savage. 2 outs. We trailed the game 5-3. Greenwood scored 4 runs in the first inning, 1 in the third. And that's a beautiful play by the Fort Stockton first baseman. Alondra Molina feels it really well and tags the base for out number 3. That will do it for Greenwood in the fourth, and it's 5-3 Greenwood. We'll be back in a moment.
The Pecos County State Bank has been serving Fort Stockton, Pecos County, and the surrounding area since 1926 with local, customer-friendly banking services. They also have branches in Sanderson, Sierra Blanca, and Van Horn. The Pecos County State Bank is proud to support the Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler sports teams by sponsoring sports broadcasts on KFST and sponsoring video streaming services with the radio broadcast on YouTube. Go Panthers and Prowlers from the Pecos County State Bank. All the bank you'll ever need. Member FDIC.
Permian Basin Abstract Company is located at 600 West Dickinson and is available to handle all your real estate closings. They have a full-service title company and are experts at handling all the tricky parts of title work. Great customer service is their #1 goal with local manager Penny McKnight. Permian Basin Abstract has locations in Andrews, Seminole, Pecos, and the local office in Fort Stockton to serve all area West Texas counties and have all records available. Call 432-336-3301 or go by Permian Basin Abstract, corner of Monahans Highway and Dickinson Boulevard. Well, Darren, the Seminole Maidens are leading Pecos after 4 innings by a score of 5-0. Seminole's going to be in the playoffs, as is Greenwood, Monahans, and Andrews. They'll be split into 2 divisions, Divisions 1 and 2. I believe Andrews and Seminole will be the big school division, Division 1, and it'll be Greenwood and Monahans in Division 2 in the playoffs. That first pitch is 1-0 count to Alondra Molina now. As we start the bottom of the fourth with Fort Stockton trailing 5-3 to the Rangerettes.
Oh, nice hit.
That is a nice one out to right center by Alondra Molina. That'll be a nice single.
Really a nice job. Drove that to the wall in right center. And after, I tell you, she made a great play at first to end the inning. Really a nice fielding job, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That was a really nice play.
Yes.
On a hard hit ball down the line.
Really was.
All right, Demaya Vaughn now, Darren. She's our shortstop, and she has flown out one time to third base, I believe. So
I think she'll be bunting here for sure.
Maybe. She does show bunt, and it is a foul tip, a strike. And it's 0-1 to Vaughn. Molina is out there at first base for the Prowlers.
I'd love a bunt single here, or maybe even slap it past the third baseman.
All right, 0-1 to Demaya Vaughn. Here's the pitch, and that's a beautiful bunt down the third base line, and well played by Greenwood, but the bunt is perfect for the sacrifice.
They had 3 players run and cover third, and nobody was on second. Is that unbelievable? Anyway, we weren't going to third. They had it surrounded.
All right, so we do go over to second on the sacrifice bunt. Here comes Javian Gaitan, left-handed batter. That one popped up out of the park on an M&J fast loop foul ball. 0-1 to Gaitan, our designated player today.
She's very speedy and batting left-handed. If she can slap this, I think she can get a single.
All right, we've got a runner at second base. Here's the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss on a slow swing by Gaitan. 0-2.
Yeah, trying to get out of the box, I think, a little bit fast. Hang in there for a split second longer.
All right, 0-2 now. Here's the pitch. And that looked pretty good, but it was she got a break on that one, and it was kind of high and inside. Looked like a pretty good pitch. It's 1-2 on Gaitan. Arredondo, the pitcher for the Greenwood Rangerettes. Here's the throw, and it's a ground ball up the third base line, and the third baseman bobbles that one, and that is the first error on Greenwood today. And we've got runners at first and second. The second base runner, Molina, not able to get to third because the ball was right there in the area.
Yeah, I think she's trying to trick her.
All right, Aubrey Salgado stepping to the plate, but I tell you, the bottom part of the order comes through with a single, a sac bunt, and now an error.
I like it.
All right, here's Aubrey Salgado. And that is foul out of the park, brought to you by M&J Fast Loop.
Didn't she have a hit last time, maybe a double, Salgado?
No, she grounded out to shortstop for the third out back in the second inning.
Okay, well, we need a hit.
All right, 0-1 to Salgado. The catcher wants a little conference with Arredondo. Greenwood catcher is Briley Savage. 0-1 to Salgado. We met their mother, the Savage girl's mother, real nice lady, Jamie.
Very nice lady.
Oh, wild pitch. And here goes the runners advancing on the wild pitch.
That wasn't a wild pitch. That was a moon ball. That thing, I've never that completely left her hand. It hit 8 feet up on the screen.
Yeah.
Woo.
All right, 1-1 now to Aubrey Salgado. Runners in scoring position now for the Prowlers. Those are the potential tying runs. That's another very high pitch from Arredondo, and it's 2-1. The last two have kind of gotten away from her.
They really have. I don't know. The catcher go out there and say, throw it over my head. Because that's what it looks like.
Yeah. All right, 2-1 now. And here's the throw. And that's a base hit into right field. That should score 2 runs. Yeah, they're bringing in the second. And here's another runner going to second. And did they get her out, or is she safe?
She's safe.
All right, so 2 runs come in. Aubrey Salgado
got a mound visit. coach is going to visit the pitcher because I tell you, she got a little bit wild, and we're really putting the ball in play. Have tied this up.
That's right. It's now 5-5 as Alondra Molina comes in to score from third, and Haven Gaitan comes all the way in from second. And Aubrey Salgado on that play goes to second base. And the Prowlers have tied this game up with just one out, Darren.
Yeah, we're back to the top of the lineup, aren't we?
We are, yes. So the bottom part of the order does a really nice job there with a single, a sac bunt, an error, and another single.
Yeah, been really tough.
And here comes Adamari Renteria, who is 0 for 2 this afternoon. Now looking for her first base hit with a runner at second. And, that runner is a potential go-ahead run.
Let's see how high this pitch is.
And here's the throw. That one is popped up to the dugout. It's 0-1. And, the wild pitch did play a role in that, of course, because on that wild pitch, we were able to advance the runners to second and third.
Yeah, it did. And, that pitch actually there was a ball one. That ball was too high.
All right, 0-1 to Renteria now. She does not like to go deep in the count. She likes to swing.
Yes.
And that is a ball, apparently. Wow, that looked like a strike.
That looked like a strike to me.
Well, it is 1-1.
I think the pitcher's even confused on that.
Yeah.
But that looked pretty good.
I think the umpire has a little bit of trouble with slap hitters. That one's way high.
Yeah.
And it's 2-1. Well, we've got a runner at second. That's Aubrey Salgado, which is the potential go-ahead run. And we're tied up 5-5 in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to the pitcher's mound, and that will be out number 2.
Nice sacrifice. Got the runner to third, and now we got a chance to go ahead with a hit or a wild pitch.
All right, Criselda Porta stepping to the plate. Aubrey Salgado advances to third on that grounder to the pitcher. Here's Criselda, 1 for 2 today with a double and a ground out.
I'd take a pitcher too.
Here's the throw. It is up high, 1 ball, no strikes.
Now this pitcher is really, her control is struggling a little bit, I think, in this long inning, and I would take a few pitches.
All right, 1-0 to Criselda Porras, who has doubled and grounded out. Here's the pitch. And here's a pop-up, a high one. That should be playable by the shortstop.
Oh,
and she does make
wow.
the catch. And that will retire the Prowlers. But again, we score the tying runs here in the fourth. It's 5-5. We'll be back in a moment.
At Ram Country Fort Stockton, we have master certified techs, extended service hours, huge service capacity for your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. It all adds up to same-day service. Get it fixed right. Get it fixed quick. Ram Country's got a huge inventory of parts and certified technicians to get you back on the road. No games, no gimmicks, just same-day service. Plus, no wait time, no appointment necessary. Drive out today or visit RamCountryFortStockton.com.
The Pecos County State Bank has been serving Fort Stockton, Pecos County, and the surrounding area since 1926 with local customer-friendly banking services. They also have branches in Sanderson, Sierra Blanca, and Van Horn. The Pecos County State Bank is proud to support the Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler sports teams by sponsoring sports broadcasts on KFST and sponsoring video streaming services with the radio broadcast on YouTube. Go Panthers and Prowlers from the Pecos County State Bank. All the bank you'll ever need. Member FDIC.
If you're needing personal attention to your medical needs, visit Salceda Urgent Care and Family Medicine in Fort Stockton at 703 North Main. They can help with life's little urgencies that cannot wait for an appointment. They provide urgent care, hormone optimization for men and women, vitamin supplements, family medicine, chronic care for all ages, including cholesterol treatment, blood pressure, diabetes, thyroid optimization, and treat many other conditions. Call for appointments 360-3029. Walk-ins are welcome at 703 North Main. All right, we're back. This is Briley Savage stepping up to the plate here in the fifth inning. And that first pitch down low, and it's 1 ball, no strikes, gets away from the catcher. Well, Darren, the Prowlers scored 2 runs in the 4th to tie this game up. 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error committed by Greenwood, and we left 1 on base.
Yeah, that error and that wild pitch were big.
That one down low gets away from the catcher again. It's 2-0 to Savage. Addison Arredondo on deck. And by the way, Briley Savage, current batter, she had a home run back in the 1st inning, and then she flew out to center field in the 2nd, so she's got some power.
I'd keep this one off the plate for sure.
And that one way up high. 3-0 now to Briley Savage.
Not that far off the plate. I mean a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, 3-0 to Savage. Trying to not give her anything to hit. And that one is a foul ball.
See, she wants to swing the bat. If you'll give her anything close, I think she'll swing at it.
Well,
but,
she is she's a powerful hitter.
Yeah, she had a great home run. That was a drive. But we don't want to let her hit anymore.
No.
She's had her one.
Yeah.
Now go home.
It's 3-1 now to Briley Savage. A homer back in the 1st inning, which scored 2 runs, by the way. Here's the pitch. That's a line drive right to Demaya on the shortstop for out number 1.
Wow, well positioned. That ball was hit hard, but nice job by Demaya. And clean fielding play, 1 away.
All right, Addison Arredondo stepping to the plate. Darren, she's 2 for 2 today. She's their pitcher, and she's had a double and a homer.
Well, don't give her anything to hit either because she wants to swing that bat.
Yeah, this is the cleanup batter, Addison Arredondo, and has scored 2 runs today. Here's a pop-up, and here is Criselda making the catch at pitcher.
That's pretty smooth, I tell you. She's pretty casual, but what a nice job. That's 2 unassisted outs at pitcher.
On 2 of their best hitters. Yes, very good.
Glad you added that. Yes.
Lexi Stewart stepping to the plate. She's their 3rd baseman, and she has doubled and grounded out to shortstop so far today.
Well, ever since they went up 4-0, we have outscored them 5-1. A lot of it's the hat.
I'm telling you. That one is outside, 1 ball, no strikes. The problem is you just didn't put it on soon enough.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
All right, 1-0 to Lexi Stewart. Millie Wilkinson on deck. And here's Criselda with the next throw. Ground ball down the 3rd base side. 1-1.
Well, in the 1st inning, I tell you, Greenwood was seeing the ball, and they tagged everything.
You're going to have to go over and sit at the Panther baseball game with your hat on.
I know it.
Yeah.
I do.
1-1 to Stewart now.
Hey, I got a hamburger at the concession stand. Really good.
Yeah. 1-1 to Lexi Stewart now. Here's the pitch.
I like that pitch.
Yep.
She's just outside, but she wanted to swing.
Yeah. 2-1 to Lexi Stewart. Yesterday, Andrews' softball team beat Monahans 6-3. So Andrews finished at 8-2 in district. Monahans at 5-5. 2-1 to Stewart. Here's the pitch from Porras. Ground ball to the 3rd baseman. Beautiful play from 3rd base over to 1st base. Jocelyn Arcidas throws to Molina for out number 3. 3 up and 3 down here in the 5th for Greenwood. We'll be back in just a moment. Sawyer Insurance Agency has 5 locations in West Texas to serve you, including 706 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton and 1502 South Stockton Avenue in Monahans, along with offices in Pecos, Midland, and Lubbock. They offer the most complete line of commercial and personal insurance from workers' comp, general liability, business and personal auto, commercial property, equipment, oil and gas, farm and ranch, and home insurance. Contact Clyde, Nathan, or Travis Sawyer today by calling 336-7543 or 943-9600. The Steakhouse Restaurant announces the addition of a very affordable express lunch, served Monday through Friday from 11 to 2, priced at only $7.99. It's fast and affordable with perfect portions. The lunch choices include 2 cheese enchiladas with rice and beans, 2 beef tacos with rice and beans, 2 chicken flautas with rice and beans, half a quesadilla, beef or chicken with rice and beans, a chicken breast with long green chili, rice and cucumber salad, or a half chicken fried steak with mashed potatoes and cucumber salad. Come by, sample the express lunch at the Steakhouse, 1100 West Dickinson. All right, we're back with more Prowler softball. We've got the bottom of the 5th coming up now. And the Fort Stockton Prowlers have fought back to tie this game. Darren, we were down early 4-2 after 1 inning. Greenwood added another run in the third, but the Prowlers have fought back, and we've scored 2 runs in the first, 1 run in the third, 2 more in the last inning in the fourth. And some good work by the bottom of our order in that last inning. So now we've got the bottom of the 5th coming up with Mia Garcia stepping up to the plate.
I think Andrews may have made a lineup change.
You mean Greenwood?
Greenwood, yeah, sorry. You know, we honored our power lifters last night at City Hall, and they did a great job. Had one young lady who was back-to-back state champs, had been to state 3 years, so great job by our powerlifting teams.
And that is a foul ball by Mia Garcia up against the screen. It's an M&J Fast Lube foul ball. 0-1 to Garcia. She had a home run back in the first inning, Darren, and a walk in the third, and she has scored 2 runs today. 2 of our 5.
Great job, Mia.
0-1 to Garcia, our center fielder. Here's the pitch. There's
a
deep one out to left field. A home run by Mia Garcia over the left field fence.
Yeah, if that was out, the only question would it not go foul? And I tell you, she really tagged it.
Fort Stockton has taken the lead over the Greenwood Rangerettes 6-5 with a solo homer by Mia Garcia over the left field fence. About 5-6 feet inside the foul pole.
I don't want to take a lot of credit, but at Pecos I gave her my popcorn, and she's really taken off since that time. I've noticed.
So
have you noticed that?
So you're taking the credit for that one, eh? Okay.
Mia's playing great. She's really played out great in the outfield, and I think we've got a new pitcher.
Yes, I believe we do. You're right. Number 24 coming in to pitch for the Greenwood Rangerettes. Let's see who that is. It's Berkeley Jenkins. All right, we'll be back in a moment with more Prowler softball in a moment.
When you need supplies in the oil field, the choice is clear. Choose Triple G Supply and Services in Fort Stockton. They have all the oil field supplies you need, including general oil field supplies, PVC pipe and fittings, hydraulic hoses, generators, safety equipment, household supplies, and much more. They also have roustabout services available. Triple G Supply and Services is right here in Fort Stockton at the west end of Dickinson at 1048 Crockett Avenue. Delivery is available to your location. Call 336-8280 for Triple G Supply and Services. Doctors Josh Pass, Brian Cherry, and Hewlin Pass are optometrists serving the West Texas area. Visit West Texas Eye Care at 605 North Main in Fort Stockton or 611 South Oak in Pecos. They offer complete and thorough eye examinations for the whole family, including therapeutic optometry, eyeglasses, contact lenses, laser surgery consultation, and screenings for macular degeneration and diabetes with an in-office lab. Call to make an appointment today in Fort Stockton at 336-3662 or in Pecos 445-3662.
All right, we're back here in the 5th inning. Greenwood has made a pitching change, and Berkeley Jenkins has come in to pitch after the home run was just hit by Mia Garcia over the left field fence, giving the Prowlers the lead here by a score of 6-5 over Greenwood. That first pitch a little bit too high to Jocelyn Arcides, and it's 1-0. Jocelyn has had 2 doubles today.
Yeah, really hitting the ball well.
And the pitch inside corner for a strike. It's 1-1.
That's okay. This is the relief pitcher. I would watch a few and see if we can get a beat on it.
And here's the next throw. A changeup is way up high, and it's 2-1. Bella Espino on deck now for the Prowlers. Well, a home run by Mia Garcia. We fought all the way back now for the lead in this game.
Yeah, we were down. What a great effort. We're down 4-0.
Yeah.
And we've come all the way back to lead this 6-5.
All right, 3-1 now on Arcides. Here's the throw, and it hits the batter. So we've got a base runner aboard here.
You know, that's why I think, especially with a relief pitcher, make them throw a lot of pitches. Good things can happen. Wild pitches, hit batter, walks.
All right, Bella Espino steps to the plate. And she has flown out today to second base and to center field. So she's 0 for 2. She's due. And now facing this new pitcher. Berkeley Jenkins is the new pitcher. Here's the throw. And it's a little outside. 1 ball and no strikes to Bella Espino. Alondra Molina on deck.
Her dad was really coaching her after that last at bat.
All right, 1-0. Here's the throw. Way up high. 2-0 to Espino. She's not been too accurate so far.
No, I think, well, you know, it'd be neat if she walked like 14 in a row. Wouldn't that be cool? That'd be cool.
Here's the pitch. And that one fouled out by Bella Espino. 2-1 now. Jocelyn Arcidas aboard at first base, hit by a pitch. Mia Garcia getting a leadoff homer here in the 5th to give the Prowlers the lead 6-5 over the Rangerettes. We're broadcasting today on KFST AM 860, KFST FM 94.3, on our website KFSTradio.com, and on our YouTube page KFST AM FM. That one is outside, 3-1 to Bella.
Well,
she's being patient at the plate here.
Really is, and I think it's good. She may get one to hit right here.
Well, we'll see. Here's the pitch. That one is fouled down the third base side. That was an inside strike, probably, but Bella did make good contact with it. 3-2.
Really got around on that one. It was, that guy likes that inside pitch, so it probably would have been a strike call.
Yeah.
Nice swing on it.
3-2 to Espino with Alondra Molina on deck. Berkeley Jenkins, the relief pitcher, coming in. Here's the throw. And that
just foul.
Boy, that was just barely foul. And the first baseman, I think she had her glove on it.
I think it might have tipped her glove or very close.
It's a 3-2 count on Bella Espino. And, you know, when she goes deep in the count like this, she usually is successful.
Yeah, she's going to walk or hit one out.
And here's the throw. That one fouled out. That's an M&J Fast Lube foul ball.
Yeah, once you see enough pitches from a pitcher in an at-bat, foul some off, get some bad ones, I think she's going to get a hit or walk.
Alondra Molina on deck. All right, Bella Espino now with a full count. Here's the throw. And this one is an infield pop-up again. And the second baseman is under there to make the catch for out number 1. She's just been a little bit unlucky today.
Well, been under them a little too much. And
all right, Alondra Molina stepping to the plate now for the Prowlers.
I think she had a double.
She's 1 for 2. She had a single back in the 4th inning. And let's see, also flew out to first base. So she's 1 for 2. She's our first baseman. And here's the pitch. A little bit too high, 1-0 to Molina. Prowlers now with a runner at first with 1 out. Prowlers now leading 6-5 in the bottom of the 5th. And that's a swing and a miss by Molina. She was not close to that one. But, you know, it was a hittable pitch.
Yeah, she swung out of her shoes there.
1-1 to Molina. Here's the throw. And that's right up the middle to the pitcher. And she does a good job of fielding that and throwing it over to first base for out number 2.
Should have thrown it to second.
And Jocelyn Arcidas is able to make her way over to second now with 2 outs. Scoring position now for Jocelyn Arcidas as Demaya Vaughn steps to the plate. Now, I don't expect to see her bunt here.
No, unless she thinks she can bunt for a single. But, yeah, I'm surprised the pitcher didn't go to second because it was covered and she had plenty of time.
She shows bunt, fouls this one off against the screen, and it's 0-1 to Demaya. It's an M&J Fast Lube foul ball. Prowlers trying to make it 2 runs perhaps in this inning if we can get Demaya with a hit.
Maybe one of those bunt home runs.
Here's the throw. And that one fouled out. It's 0-2 to Demaya Vaughn now.
She hit it a long way, but foul.
Yep.
That's true.
All right, 0-2 now to Demaya Vaughn. Runner at second, 2 outs. Here's the pitch, way outside. Trying to get her to go fishing for that one. It's 1-2.
That was so wide, it was to the outer Hebrides.
Here's the pitch. Well, that was close. And it's 2-2 now on Demaya Vaughn. And we scored 1 run here in the 5th to take the lead 6-5. On a homer by Mia Garcia. Got a runner at second, though. Let's get Demaya with a hit. Here's the pitch. And that's high and inside. 3-2 now on Demaya, with Haven Gaitan on deck. Demaya had a sacrifice bunt back in the 4th and flew out to third base in the 2nd. Here's the pitch. And it's high, and it's a walk given up. Demaya is aboard.
Yep.
All right, Haven Gaitan steps to the plate, and she grounded out to pitcher and then reached base on an error and scored in the 4th inning. And a little infield meeting of the Rangerettes.
Yes. Well, they're not. They were ordering pizza. That's odd. I guess it is the 5th inning. Come on, Haven. Very speedy.
All right, Haven Gaitan reached base on an error last time up by the third baseman. The only error, I think, committed in the ball game by either team. That's a high pitch outside, 1-0 to Gaitan.
Yeah, be very patient. I think we can coax another walk, maybe.
Fort Stockton now leading 6-5, bottom of the 5th. Here's the pitch. Outside. Oh, they called it a strike on the outside corner. Well,
that was too high for her to hit. Either it was wide or too high, but it was not hittable.
1-1 on Gaitan. And the pitch. And that one's way inside. And she avoided swinging at it. That's good.
Yeah.
And it's 2-1 to Gaitan.
And avoided getting hit. It was close.
Yeah. 2-1 now to Haven. Runners at first and second. Here's the pitch. And that one is way high. 3-1 now on Gaitan. She could load the bases here with a walk.
I'd crouch down and get really small and see if we can coax the walks out here.
And a swing and a miss by Gaitan, which makes our count now full. And we've got 2 outs with 2 runners aboard at first and second. Fort Stockton leading Greenwood 6-5. Here's the pitch. And a strikeout, and that will do it. Well, the umpire got her on a low outside strike. And 1 run scores, but the Prowlers do take the lead in the game. We'll be back in a moment.
At Weiss Tire Pros, they've been servicing vehicles reliably for generations. They're family-owned and operated for over 35 years, and they're here to make certain your cars and trucks keep their promise to you. They're more than just tires, offering full automotive services, so they keep you focused on the road ahead. They carry all major tire brands. For whatever you drive, Weiss Tire Pros has a tire to fit your needs. With Weiss Tire Pros, they're here to help keep you safe on the road. Visit the store today in Fort Stockton. Weiss Tire Pros. Love the drive.
Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, now in their new location at 2709 West Dickinson, offers a new and unique $5 club. A low monthly membership includes so many advantages on repairing your vehicle, like a 25% discount on the postage shop hourly rate, a 12-month or 12,000-mile warranty on parts and labor on most repairs, and many services for just $5 and other services for free. Check out the $5 Club today at www.pay5dollars.com at Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, 2709 West Dickinson.
Get enrolled today for the
All right, we are back. We're going to have Millie Wilkinson, a tall young lady from Greenwood, stepping up to the plate. She is 1 for 2 today with a ground out to shortstop and then a double back in the 3rd inning. Facing Criselda Porras, who's still pitching for the Prowlers in the 6th. And the Prowlers have taken the lead now 6-5 over Greenwood. Here's the throw. Change up. And that is a long ball to left field on the wall, on It's going to be just a single. That's a good job of Fort Stockton holding that.
Oh
no,
goodness.
now we throw it back in. Why didn't we just hold the ball?
I don't know, and it wasn't a good throw. We just,
Oh.
you know, she had stopped and going back in that case.
Who made the throw? Okay. Error in left field on that one, and so that will be a single and an error, which gets Greenwood to second base.
Well, I'm going to think bunt right here, but we'll see.
Brissa Galindo now stepping up to the plate. And the potential tying run is now at second base. After a base hit and an error, here's a pop-up. Let's see if we can get to it. Here's Demaya Vaughn making a good play. Right behind the second base back.
Really a nice play that time.
And then, of course, that holds the runner at second. And Berkeley Jenkins stepping up to the plate. She's the new pitcher now for Greenwood. She was playing in right field. All right, so she has walked and flown out to first base tonight, or this afternoon. That's a down low pitch. It's 1-0 to Jenkins. Greenwood with a runner at second. That's Wilkinson. Potential tying run as we're in the top of the sixth inning, and Fort Stockton now leading 6-5. Here's the throw. That's going to be a long ball out to left field. Another home run for Greenwood.
Wow.
And that will give Greenwood the lead back, 7-6. Well, that's a critical play there, allowing that home run, Darren.
Well, we've given up a lot of home runs. What have we given up? 3 this game? Or
yes,
2?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. We gave up 1 in the first, 1 in the third, and now 1 here in the sixth.
Yeah.
And Greenwood takes the lead back, 7-6 in the top of the sixth inning. Hannah Zarate now steps to the plate.
Well, we've got, what, 1 out?
No, it's Haley Tarango stepping to the plate.
Made a change.
Yes, they brought in a new batter, Haley Tarango. First time she's batted tonight. The pitch down low and inside, 1-0.
Well, let's get out of this inning and come back and win it in the sixth.
I think the previous batter, Hannah Zarate, had struck out twice, so they're bringing in this pinch hitter here.
She's in detention.
Yeah. Here's the throw from Criselda. That'll be a ground ball, knocked down by Porras and thrown to first base for the out.
Really a nice play that time. Again, I tell you, she's fielded her position so well.
She does a good job fielding the ball.
And now we've got, home runs are killing us. 3, 4, 5 runs. Maybe 5 of their 6, 7 runs are off of home runs. So,
Five of the 7 are due to the home run. Yeah.
All in the last 3, I know.
Yes.
So,
All right, Farrah Fortner steps to the plate now, and that's a changeup, which does not hit the plate, and it's 1-0.
She was out last time because she tried to hit it when she was halfway to the pitcher, and you can't do that. You can't run to the pitcher. That's too intimidating.
She did have a bunt single back in the second, and here's the pitch. A changeup, a little low, and it's now 2 changeups in a row for a 2-0 count.
That's not bad, I don't think, a changeup on someone that's just trying to slap it. That way they don't get anything on the ball.
And here's Criselda with the next pitch. That one comes across the plate for a strike. 2-1.
Really? That looked a little wide.
Yeah.
That looked a little wide.
2-1 to Fortner, the leadoff batter for Greenwood in the order. But Greenwood has come back to score 2 here in this inning to take the lead back. That one is in foul territory.
Oh, did we catch it? No, we dropped it.
Well, the third baseman, it glanced out of her glove, and then the shortstop tried to back her up and make the catch, and neither one of them could do that.
Well, we had it. We had it in our glove and just dropped it.
All right, it's 2-2 on Fortner. That could be critical right there, too.
Yeah, you can't, don't give them any extra bats.
They do have 2 outs, though, here in the sixth. Fortner, left-handed slap batter. That's the real nice play, and the umpire's already ruled safe.
Yeah, he's signaling safe for the.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, Farrah Fortner gets a little single there, and that was beautifully played by Demaya Vaughn.
It really was.
Yeah, beautiful.
Tough play. The tough deal is we've given up some runs. We had a potential strikeout that was called a ball, and I tell you, that's tough.
All right, Greenwood is on top again, 7-6 here in the 6th inning. Our lead didn't last long, but we got to get it back. There's one that's popped up to right field. Oh, we dropped it out of the glove. And here comes a runner coming home for Greenwood, and we cannot make the catch at home plate, bobbled it a bit. So that's going to be another run scored for the Greenwood Rangerettes.
Wow. That's tough. After we dropped the foul ball, now we've had troubles.
Yeah. And that'll be I don't know. Do you call an error at right field on that one?
I would call that an error. There's no way they're going to score on that.
And Darren, as a result of that runner makes it all the way to third base.
Yeah,
and here comes Briley Savage to the plate.
I'd walk her.
This pitch is down low and outside, 1-0.
I would walk her.
Briley Savage hit a home run back in the first. Then she's flown out to center and to shortstop since then.
Yeah, don't give her anything to hit.
1-0 to Briley Savage, the catcher. And here's the throw. And that's going to be out to center field. Mia Garcia comes in to make the catch, and that will do it for Greenwood. But not before they score 3 runs and take the lead here 8-6 over the Prowlers. After 5.5, we'll be back in a moment.
When you need the best and most expert real estate agent, Angie Miles is your local professional with many years of experience. Angie is knowledgeable and keeps up with all area properties. She has over 30 years of sales experience and serves Fort Stockton and other towns like Pecos and Alpine. Angie can show any listing and can list your property right away, including residential, commercial, or farm and ranch properties, and offers property management. Contact Angie Miles today, Turnkey Realty, 804 North Main, or call 432-290-8038.
Airlawn Furniture is Fort Stockton's newest destination for furniture, appliances, mattresses, electronics, and more. They've been serving Pecos for over 30 years and look forward to doing the same for the lovely people of Fort Stockton. Enjoy free local delivery and installation, monthly specials, lease-to-own options with no credit needed. Visit them in-store at 1206 West Dickinson next to Lowe's, or call 432-299-1181, or online at airlawnfurniture.com. Make the quality choice. Panther and Prowler fans, choose Airlawn. Se habla español. Do you know where you can get a great lunch special for a very affordable price? At Bienvenidos Mexican food restaurant, of course. Their lunch special is served Monday through Friday during lunchtime. Monday is the grilled chicken salad. Tuesday is the taco plate. Wednesday, it's Bienvenidos nachos. Thursday, it's the hamburger basket. And Friday, it's the enchilada plate. You can come by Monday through Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. for a delicious Mexican-style breakfast. Bienvenidos open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 405 West Dickinson.
All right, Darren, we come back to play here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Prowlers have 2 more innings to try to make up those 2 runs and score 1 more. We're now trailing 8-6 as we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. I believe it's Aubrey Salgado up to the plate. Yep, it is Aubrey, and she's our second baseman. First pitch is ball 1.
We need runners. We need base runners.
Yep. Here's the throw from Jenkins. That one is high and inside. She's not been nearly as accurate as their starting pitcher.
No, I think we can get some walks if we're really patient at the plate.
Yeah.
The bottom of our order has done a nice job at the plate today.
Yep. 2-0 to second baseman Aubrey Salgado, who is 1 for 2 today with a single. Back in the 4th inning. That's a changeup maybe, and too high, 3-0.
Yeah, I'd take 2 in a row at least.
Yeah.
At least.
Well, we need base runners, you're right.
Yes.
And we go back to the top of the order right after this batter, so, yeah. And that one's inside, a walk given up on 4 straight pitches.
Yeah, be really patient. This pitcher has been a little bit out of the strike zone.
All right, a walk given up, and here comes Adamari Renteria up to the plate. She's 0 for 3 today. with a fly out to third, a ground out to first, and ground out to pitcher. That pitch is high, and it's 1-0 to Automati. Criselda on deck. Prowlers trailing now 8-6 in the bottom of the 6th inning. The pitch down low, and it's 2-0, and she cannot find the strike zone at this moment.
Yeah, and we got the tying run at the plate. So, let's go, Prowlers.
2-0 to Renteria. And here's the throw. It's way outside. And that gets away from the catcher. And that will allow Aubrey Salgado to go on over to second base on the wild pitch.
Yeah, she's thrown 7 straight pitches out of the strike zone now.
Catcher goes over to talk to her pitcher. Briley Savage goes out to talk to Jenkins.
And she's mad. She says, I'm scrambling back here. Get me the ball. I don't want to reach for it. Throw it to me.
3-0 to Automati Renteria. A slap hitter from the left side. And here's the throw. And that is a strike called.
Yeah.
3-1.
Take one more.
Yeah, take one more, sure.
Take one more.
And here's Automati getting ready to take this 3-1 pitch. And it's high. It's another walk given up. We'll take it.
We will take it. I wonder how long before maybe they go back to their starting pitcher.
Here we go with a visit to the mound. We'll be back in just a moment.
Big Bend Concrete, the #1 provider of concrete for residential and commercial construction projects in the Big Bend area, has a fleet of conventional as well as volumetric trucks, along with a state-of-the-art concrete batch plant. Their goal is to deliver the highest quality concrete in an efficient, timely manner, no matter the size of the project. The team at BBC is ready to help you get the job done. Big Bend Concrete, solid.
Buck's Loop Center is located at 310 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton. They feature quick oil changes, multi-point vehicle checks, inspection stickers, and fuel filters for all vehicles, specializing in mobile oil but with Motorcraft also in stock. Buck's Loop Center is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Remember, for reasonable prices and great service, it's Buck's Loop Center, 310 West Dickinson, Fort Stockton. They hope to serve you on every oil change. All right, Darren. Well, they brought back in their original starting pitcher, Arredondo, from left field. And 2 walks have been given up by this relief pitcher with no outs here in the 6th.
And a wild pitch.
Criselda Porras. Now that one is down low. Runners will advance on the bases on that low pitch.
Yeah, both pitchers have struggled a little bit as the game is worn on, and I'd be very patient again at the plate.
All right, Darren, the tying runs are in scoring position. It's 1-0 to Porras. Here's the pitch from Arredondo, and that's going to be a fly ball, and it is caught by that left fielder. And here is 1 run scoring for the Prowlers on a sac fly by Criselda Porras.
Yeah, that I think just that little bit, she tagged up. Just that little bit of a bobble really cost them. So, yep.
Now the Greenwood coach is coming out.
They're appealing
to the home plate umpire.
They're appealing that we left early, and
I know, but that's a pretty good trivia question. When the ball hits the glove first, you ought to be able to go, right? Because, how else?
I don't think they're going to overrule it again.
Well, anyway, it's a run scored for the Prowlers, and it is 8-7 with a runner at third base for the Prowlers, and that's Automati Renteria out there at third. Aubrey Salgado came across to score. And now here comes, guess who? Mia Garcia, Darren, who's had 2 home runs today and 1 walk. And has scored 3 runs.
Against this pitcher.
Yes, that's true. All right, Mia, again, could give us the lead with a home run. That pitch is down in the turf, 1-0.
We could tie it up on a wild pitch right here.
Arredondo, I think, is certainly tired. She only took 1 warm-up pitch when she came back in. 1-0. And here's the throw. And that's going to be a long ball out to center field. And that's on the fence, on the wall. And the tying run comes home for Fort Stockton.
Wow, she crushed that one. And really, the center fielder did a nice job playing it off the wall and getting it in quickly. But Mia has a double.
Mia has a double in a critical situation.
Well, she's killed this pitcher today.
And here's Jocelyn Arcita stepping to the plate now. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning, and it is now 8-8 with Mia in scoring position with 1 out. And Jocelyn Arcita stepping to the plate. 2 doubles today for Jocelyn, and she was hit by a pitch. That one is low and inside.
The catcher's doing a great job because Mia was headed to third.
Yeah, that was another pitch that was kind of wild, low and inside. It's 1-0 to Jocelyn. Mia is the potential go-ahead run here for the Prowlers. Here's the pitch, and it's down in the turf. And I tell you, Mia almost went there.
Yeah, catcher lost it for just a second, but I believe she would have been able to make the play at third.
2-0 to Jocelyn Arcitas.
Yeah, I like our patience at the plate. It's paying off.
And here's the throw, and it's too high. 3-0 to Jocelyn. Since the pitcher came back in, we've had a sacrifice to left and a double. All right, 3-0. Here's the throw, and it's low. And it's a walk given up on 4 straight pitches.
Yeah, Greenwood's pitching is really struggling right now. Now, Coach is talking to his daughter because I think she's popped it up 3 times.
Yeah, she's 0 for 3. And here comes a little infield meeting of Greenwood. While we called a timeout a moment ago to talk to our batter, Bella Espino. All right, here comes Bella, who has popped it up twice to second base and once to center field.
And really, he's probably our leading home run hitter. If I don't know, maybe Mia is, maybe Jocelyn, but certainly is a big threat to hit the home run, and needs to get under. It's been getting under it too much, popping them up.
And Bella Espino is certainly a threat, and we've got 2 runners aboard in a tie game right now, 8-8, bottom of the 6th. All right, here comes Bella Espino up to the plate. Be patient, Bella. Here's the pitch, and it is outside, ball 1.
Yeah, that's been a strike before. That ball's not too far outside. It is out off the plate, but it's close.
1-0 to Espino. Arredondo pitching again for Greenwood. And here's the throw. That one is hit deep, but it's foul over the left field fence, just foul, and that's M&J Fasloo foul ball.
And she crushed it.
Yeah, and it's 1-1 to Bella.
She crushed that one. That's a nice swing. Just she's a little ahead of it.
And Arredondo pitching for Greenwood, coming back in. It's 1-1 on Espino now. Here's the throw. Oh, boy, that one's a little high. 2-1 on Bella Espino. And we've got 2 runners aboard.
Yeah, I think, and that's the pitch that's hurt her. She swung at that pitch and got under it.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. That is an out. Well, that is a double play. That is a double play as they get a little pop-up at third base, and then they throw to first for the double play. And that will end the inning, unfortunately, for the Prowlers, but we're tied up at 8-8. We'll be back in a minute.
Hi, Dr. Boyne-Pauly here. Are you ready to transform your body and feel your best? At RA Radiance Med Spa, we're more than just beauty, we're physician-led wellness. From medically supervised weight loss to energy-boosting IV therapy, we're here to support you every step of the way with personalized treatments that work. Plus, indulge in rejuvenating facials and smooth away wrinkles with Botox for a refreshed, youthful look. A healthy, more radiant you is within reach, all in one place. For more information, please call us at 432-360-0248 or visit raradiancemedspa.com.
Your dreams are what power our community. When it comes to buying a home, starting a business, or tools to help with everyday money management, Citibank is a proud community leader for your financial needs. From personal checking and lending solutions to mobile banking and a suite of business services, Our goal is to help you achieve yours. Citibank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Cactus Health is your one-stop health care facility. They care, offering quality health care for you and your family, including health education, hearing screenings, adult and children immunizations, minor x-rays, postpartum care, OB care, prenatal services, men's and women's health, and lab services. Cactus Health, located at 700 North Main Street. Call 336-8110 for information and appointments. Concept Inc. is here to...
All right, we are back. We've got the 7th inning coming up now. Fort Stockton did a good job of scoring 2 more runs in the 6th to tie this game. On only 1 hit, we left 1 on. No errors by Greenwood. But we had a couple of base runners, but hit into a double play to end that inning. Addison Arredondo stepping to the plate for Greenwood. That first pitch by Criselda Porras is inside and low, 1-0. So this is Arredondo, who is their cleanup batter, has had a double and a homer today, and then one time popped up to the pitcher, or a line drive to the pitcher. That one is down low, 2-0.
2-0.
So Criselda still pitching here in the 7th without interruption.
Got a nice crowd.
Yeah.
Great weather. Cooled off today.
Beautiful day. There is a strike call.
Yeah.
2-1 on Arredondo. And again, it is all tied up in the 7th now, top of the 7th. Fort Stockton maybe has the advantage being the home team, we hope.
Maybe.
1-1. Here's the throw. That is going to be what an athletic fielding play there by Jocelyn Arcidas, although it was foul. 2-2. Boy,
really was.
She looked good on that one, didn't she?
Perfect. I'm glad it was foul. That'd have been a hard throw from way over there.
Yeah. 2-2 to Arredondo. Lexi Stewart on deck. Here's the pitch. A changeup.
Ooh.
Oh, man, close, but it's a little low.
Man, that just missed.
3-2. All right, let's see what Criselda comes up with on a full count pitch here in the 7th. We need to hold him scoreless in this inning. Here's the throw. Ground ball. Demaya Vaughn bobbles it, and the runner is safe.
That's an error.
Yep, that'll be an error on Demaya Vaughn.
Tell you, that's that, and it was nearly had her out anyway. That was a great throw, but
we committed our first 2 fielding errors back in the 6th inning, Darren, of this game. First 2 mistakes defensively, and there's one right there.
I'd have called it 3. I'd have called the drop foul ball an error.
Well, I did.
Oh, I thought maybe the play in right field and the play in left field. On the throw coming in was an error from left field that allowed the extra base.
I did count that one as an error.
The one in the right field that allowed the single to go.
Yes.
And then the dropped foul ball was an error.
Well,
it was in our glove, and we dropped it. So I'd say that was 3 errors last inning.
Well, I didn't count the foul ball drop as an error. 1-0 to Lexi Stewart. There's a swing and a miss on a changeup.
That's a beautiful changeup. I tell you, she wanted to hit it, but she couldn't hit it.
All right, so it's 1-1 now to Lexi Stewart.
We need outs.
And Addison Arredondo, their pitcher, is running the bases.
He's pretty fast.
All right, it's 1-1. Here's the throw. It's a little inside. 2-1. And, of course,
they've got a lot faster base runners than they used to.
2-1 to Lexi Stewart with Millie Wilkinson on deck. All right, that pitch way up high. And a throw by Bella Espino out to first base, the runner back in time. It's 3-1 on Stewart.
Uh-oh.
Yep. And she is 1 out of 3 today with a double back in the first.
Well, we don't need to be giving up walks this late in the game.
Criselda Porta still working hard here in the 7th. Here's the pitch. And it's inside, almost hit the batter, and it's a walk given up.
Wow.
So 2 base runners for Greenwood with nobody out. And here comes Millie Wilkinson to the plate. Tall young lady.
Yeah, I think she drove it to the wall last at bat. And,
well, she has had a single, scored a run back in the 6th, a double, and a ground out to shortstop.
We need a triple play. Let's get a triple play right here.
Here's the throw. Ground ball. That's a base hit into left field. Bases are loaded for Greenwood with a single by Wilkinson.
Really a nice job by Alexia to get that in quickly, but that ball was just placed perfectly.
Brisa Galindo, first baseman.
Yeah, we need to come home with the ball.
All right, so here we go with Brisa Galindo, who singled back in the first inning, then has flown out twice since then. Maybe we can get a pop-up and hold the runners on all bases. Let's see. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. And here is the out at home plate.
And first. And first.
And first. Did
we
get a double play?
Come on. Come on. That's an out. Oh, man. I thought we had her. We had her at first. But really a nice job coming home and getting the force out at home.
Okay, that was the force out at home plate. Fielder's choice by Brisa Galindo. Runners, bases loaded now with Berkeley Jenkins stepping to the plate. First pitch, inside for a strike.
Man,
0-1 to Jenkins. By the way, Jenkins had a home run back in the 6th inning, remember?
Oh, well, let's not give up another one of those. Let's
right.
get a double play.
Bases are loaded now with 1 out. And here's the throw. Down low, it's 1 ball, 1 strike to Jenkins. Jenkins, batter number 8, again had that homer and has had 1 walk today. And Criselda Porras checks her wristband. Here's the throw. Down low and inside. Good job by Bella Espino to keep control of it. 2-1.
Now we can't afford a walk either. So
No.
We got to make a play. Strike out.
2-1 to Jenkins. Bases loaded for Greenwood with 1 out. Top of the 7th. Tie game. 8-8. Here's the pitch. A changeup.
Oh, beautiful pitch.
For a strike. 2-2 to Jenkins.
That was a great pitch.
Yeah.
And so, this is a big pitch right here. We can get her out, get 2 away.
All right, 2-2 the count with bases loaded. Here's the throw. A little bit outside, and it's a full count. 3 different colored batting helmets out there for Greenwood.
Yeah.
Powder blue, navy blue, and red.
I used to go to those rummage sales, too. You can really get some good deals. They don't always match, but I got 3 different glasses at the house.
Full count. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. And here's a out at home plate. All right, another out at home plate for the 2nd out.
What a great play. And really, I tell you, that was really nice.
All right, it's Hannah Zarate coming to the plate.
No, it's her.
Or no, it's not.
Tarango.
No, it is Haley Tarango, excuse me.
Really a nice job by Damaya. If you have the double play, take it, but instead get the sure play at home, stop a run. And now we've had 2 throwouts at home.
That's right.
Fielder's choice. We got a pinch
we've got
runner.
A courtesy runner coming in. I believe it's number 1, Rayleigh Brown, coming in for Brisa Galindo.
They got another one at first. We've got a whole gaggle of courtesy runners. This must be the most courteous team I've ever seen. Now what happened?
I don't know. You can't have 2. I don't think you can have 2 courtesy runners.
Well, that ought to be a technical foul. We should be at the line shooting. What do you think? We ought to be able to shoot a free throw for the lead, I think.
Yeah.
And get the ball. So
they had to withdraw that one because they already had a courtesy runner.
I already called foul. I called a foul. Okay.
All right. Haley Tarango stepping to the plate now with 2 outs, and the Prowlers have made 2 good plays to home plate to deny Greenwood a run here in the 7th. It is still 8-8 with 2 outs now, and batter number 9 coming up to the plate.
And what a great pitch on 3-2.
Oh, yeah.
That was really a great pressure pitch.
Yeah.
You know, it was just on the edge of the strike zone, hard ball to hit. And I tell you, the batter did a nice job of putting it in play. But DeMaya, great play coming home.
Haley Tarango stepping up to the plate. Still, and I guess that Coach Espino, is he making a sub or what is he doing?
No, he's not going to eat yet. He'll make a sub later.
Okay. Well,
I'm not sure
not
what's
that kind of sub.
Oh, not that kind of sub?
No.
Oh, I thought, who he can't eat at a time like this.
All right, here we
ball.
go. Haley Tarango stepping up to the plate. She's a pinch hitter that came in back in the last inning and grounded out to the pitcher.
Well, do it
All
again.
right, now, Darren, we've got an out at any base.
Out at any base. We don't need a triple play now, just an out.
That's correct. Bases are loaded. Tie game, 8-8. And there's a strike called. It's 0-1 to Tarango. What a great game.
Well, and I like that. I like starting ahead. You know, once you're ahead in the count, it's a lot easier game.
Let's go, Criselda.
Yep.
Get that Outer Hebrides hat ready.
I've got it on.
All right, it's 0-1. Here's the pitch. And, here's a passed ball, and Greenwood scores the go-ahead run.
Man, cannot believe it. I don't believe it.
All right, Greenwood takes the lead now, 9-8.
That's a tough one there.
On a passed ball. Would you call it a passed ball or wild pitch?
I call it a pass ball.
Yep. And it's 1-1.
Just, the mistakes really the last couple of innings has probably cost us at least 2 runs.
What was that call?
That was a ball.
Okay. It's 2-1 on Tarango. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Mia Garcia in center field. She makes the catch.
Man.
But Greenwood scores the go-ahead run, and it's now 9-8 Greenwood. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th right after these words.
Concept Inc. is here to help you with all your oil field and residential needs. They provide licensed septic system installations, site evaluations, roll-off container rentals, and porta-potty rentals, septic tank and grease trap pump outs. Backhoe services and general construction also available. Contact Kobe Terraces at 432-290-3620. That phone number again is 432-290-3620. Concept Inc. Conteza Ready Mix is now open and ready to serve all your concrete needs. They also offer general construction, precast, material hauling, and sand and gravel. They're located at 2270 Gonzales Loop. For more information, call 432-290-4947. Conteza Ready Mix, owned and operated by Kobe Terraces, serving Fort Stockton and the surrounding area.
All right, Darren, here we are, bottom of the 7th. Fort Stockton, with 1 run, can force extra innings. With 2 runs, can win the game.
Well, we need...
but we got to score something or we're going to lose.
Yeah, we need a run.
So, yeah. And here's the middle part of our order. It's Alondra Molina stepping to the plate. Alondra has gone 1 for 3 tonight with a single in the 4th and scored a run there, but otherwise she has grounded out to the pitcher's mound and also popped up to first base.
Well,
so here comes Alondra Molina.
Up and down our order, we've played very well today.
Pretty well. Facing Greenwood now, and again, we need to be patient at the plate because the pitcher is tired. And that first pitch is down low. It is 1-0.
Yeah, so tired that didn't even make it here. It hit the ground first. That's tired.
1-0 to Molina. Arredondo pitching for Greenwood. And that one is down low and outside, and it's 2-0.
All we need is
patience at the plate.
6 straight walks, and we win this game,
yes,
my friend.
Yes.
6 straight walks.
2-0. And here's the throw. And that one is low and inside, 3-0 to Molina.
Yeah, that was pretty close pitch.
It was, yeah, it was.
That was a close pitch.
Demaya Vaughn on deck. Batter number 6 right now, Molina at the plate. We trail by a run, bottom of the 7th, 9-8 to Greenwood. And the pitch. And that's a walk given up.
All right.
There's the potential tying run right there.
All right, now
on the plate.
We're doing the count now. We just need 5 more walks.
Demaya Vaughn, well, that was 4 straight pitches. All right, Demaya Vaughn up to the plate. She flew out to third base, had a sacrifice bunt, and then walked.
We may have a pinch runner coming in here for Alondra.
That?
Pinch runner, courtesy runner.
Ah, yes, okay.
Something runner.
Yeah, I'm sure Alondra Molina going to have maybe a courtesy runner coming in.
I should go outside and put my hat on the rail.
No,
Get it closer. No?
I don't think so.
Okay. Who's the pinch runner?
Marlena Salmon.
All right, Marlena. You have a chance to be the tying run. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, Marlena Salmon, the courtesy runner. Now it's Demaya Vaughn, who's had a walk, a sac bunt, and has flown out to third base tonight. Here's the pitch from Arredondo. That one gets away from the catcher. Now we've got the potential tying run at second base on a wild pitch.
Yeah, I'm not swinging anymore. She's going to walk 5 or 6 straight batters.
Here comes the coach for Greenwood out to the mound.
They got to change her again, I think.
Yep. All right, we'll be back in a moment, right after these words.
Contessa Ready Mix is now open and ready to serve all your concrete needs. They also offer general construction, precast, material hauling, and sand and gravel. They're located at 2270 Gonzales Loop. For more information, call 432-290-4947. Contessa Ready Mix, owned and operated by Colby Terraces, serving Fort Stockton and the surrounding area.
All right, well, they're leaving the pitcher in. The head coach for Greenwood did come out, make a visit to the mound, to the circle.
He'd already used his relief pitcher, so
yeah,
that's kind of neat in softball. You can come and go twice or once.
Okay, 1-0 to Demaya Vaughn now. She shows bunt, and that is an inside pitch as Demaya pulls out of the bunt. It is 2-0.
Well, this strike zone is definitely smaller.
All right, now, Darren, we've got a runner at second, which is the potential tying run.
Now,
with nobody out.
She's going to wild pitch again if we let her.
Bottom of the 7th. That pitch is way inside and low, and it's 3-0 to Demaya Vaughn. I'm sure we'll take 1 or 2 pitches here.
Well, we have to.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you got to. We need base runners and no outs.
Absolutely, and, in the bottom of the order, that's what you need. Base runners.
Because we need 2 runs. I want to win it here in the 7th.
Oh, yeah. All right, Demaya with a 3-0 count. She shows bunt again. Pulls out of it, and it is a walk given up. 2 straight walks on 8 straight pitches.
All right, I'm still now our countdown continues. 4 straight walks is all we need.
We have, I'm sure, a pitching change coming. We'll be back in a moment with more Prowler softball after these words.
Are you sick and tired of inflation driving up the price on virtually everything? At CTG Express Oil Change, we have mastered the art of inflation-proof, lightning-fast oil changes. We tell inflation to take a hike with our happy hour discounts every weekday, 11 to 1 p.m., and our service appreciation discounts for local teachers, military, first responders, and correctional officers. We're fast, too, saving you time and money. And remember, at CTG Express, we are the best for the most dependable place to get your state inspection. Come stay with us at CTG Express in Fort Stockton.
Designer Carpets and Interiors has become known in Fort Stockton as the remodeling experts. They will be glad to put together a free estimate on just about any remodeling project, always keeping in mind your budget. They also can help with ideas and designs for your project to upgrade your home and add to its value. They also have all types of the latest and most modern flooring, including carpet, tile, hardwood, laminates, custom cabinetry, countertops, and much more. Call Designer Carpets and Interiors today at 336-6591. All right, Darren, we have a new pitcher coming in. It's the same pitcher that had pitched in relief. It is Jenkins coming in, Berkeley Jenkins coming in to pitch again against Haven Gaitan. And the original pitcher just gave up 2 walks to start the 7th inning. And that pitch way down low and outside, and it's 1-0. to Haven Gaitan.
That's 9 straight pitches out of the zone.
That's correct. Runners at first and second on 2 walks. This is batter number 8, Haven Gaitan, up to the plate. Left-handed batter. That is a strike called, and that's the first strike in a while.
And it was close.
Yes, it was. 1-1 to Gaitan. Aubrey Salgado, I believe, is on deck. Here's the pitch. And it's a strike called because we swung on a very high pitch right there. It's 1-2 to Gaitan.
Yeah. Come on, Haven! Yeah, we need to get the runners over to second and third at the very least.
That is way outside on that pitch. It's 2-2 to Gaitan. Runners aboard at first and second. Tying run at second. Potential winning run at first. And that pitch goes up high. It's 3-2. Gaitan does not swing on that one.
Yeah, had she not swung, we'd had the bases loaded on that one pitch because these are out of the zone.
All right, full count. Here's the pitch. And
That's
it
wide.
is outside. It is loaded bases for the
Brad,
Prowlers.
run in.
And here come the Prowlers with a safe run at home plate.
I don't know why the catcher threw it to third on a walk because the third baseman was not ready, which allowed then the runner to go on and come on in and score.
We are tied 9-9 in the bottom of the 7th with runners at second and third now. And Aubrey Salgado, with any kind of a hit here, could win the game for us. It's 9-9. Potential winning run now at third base for the Prowlers.
Well, 3 walks and an error.
Yes.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, an error, I guess, on the catcher.
Yeah.
And so that scores the tying run. We're at 9-9 in the bottom of the 7th with nobody out. And here's Aubrey Salgado at the plate. Here's the pitch. And that is outside and high, 1 ball, no strikes to Salgado. She has walked today. She singled and grounded out.
Yeah, I don't think they can. I'm not sure. The strike zone's too small.
Here's the pitch. And that's a pop-up. It's a blooper. And they caught that ball out there. The second baseman caught the ball.
Wow.
For out number 1.
Man, we could have tagged up maybe and scored. But
well, here's Adamari Renteria coming to the plate now, Darren, the left-handed slap hitter.
She's due a hit.
Yep. Our game tied up 9-9. Here's Adamari at the plate. Left-handed slap hitter with runners in scoring position, second and third. Here's the pitch. Too high. 1 ball, no strikes to Adamari. Wait for something good.
Don't swing at anything because we've only seen maybe 1 or 2 strikes.
Yeah. Here's the throw. That is a strike call. That was a good pitch. And it's 1-1 to Renteria, the right fielder.
That's okay. Get something you can hit.
Yeah.
We got to be ready at third to come in.
All right, here's the next pitch coming from Jenkins. And it's high. 2-1 now on Renteria. Griselda Porras is on deck. 2-1 now to Adamari. And here's the throw. That one is slapped foul. It's a M&J fast loop foul ball. We've had 3 walks in this inning. 1 fly out to second base, and now a 2-2 count on Adamari Renteria. We need to bring that winning run in.
We do. 2 runners in scoring position, no force outs anywhere.
Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball to the pitcher. And, we'll have a runner able to make it back to second base with no throw made. They're going to call an out at first base.
Why?
I don't know.
Why is that?
Because what? The runner at second touched the base at third?
No, wait. She said that she hit the ball outside the box. She hit the ball.
Oh, boy.
She was outside the box.
Man.
Oh, man.
All right, they're going to say, I guess, that Adamari was outside again, outside the.
I've never seen that call. I've seen it called twice.
I've seen it called twice today. One on Greenwood, one on us.
Well, I'm not sure why he didn't call it instantly. We had runners going all over the place.
Okay, well, there's 2 outs now, Darren. Criselda Porras, now it's up to her to win the game for us.
Well,
she's
a senior and she's tough.
All right, Criselda Porras needs a base hit here. Here's the pitch. Way outside to Criselda, and it's 1-0. Fort Stockton with runners at second and third with 2 outs now. 1 run will win this game for us. We've got the runners at second and third. And here's the pitch. Too high. 2-0 to Criselda Porras.
Yeah, we could easily have a wild pitch, score a run.
Yeah.
We've seen all kinds of stuff today.
Mia Garcia's on deck. All right, 2-0 to Criselda. And here's the throw. That's going to be a long ball out to left field. Fort Stockton wins the game with a big hit by Criselda Porras, a double. And the Prowlers win this game. Demaya Vaughn comes across from third base, and the Prowlers win this one by a score of 10-9 over the Greenwood Rangerettes. And a big, big win, Darren, for Fort Stockton tonight.
And what a clutch hit with 2 outs by Criselda.
All right, excellent play there. Criselda Porras with a clutch hit when it really counted, and she got it. We'll be back to wrap up the ballgame for you right after these words.
The First National Bank of Fort Stockton offers rock-solid banking services with a friendly staff and offers extended lobby hours. They're a full-service bank, and it's locally owned and operated, and they appreciate your business. First National Bank of Fort Stockton also operates Brave National Bank in Iran. The First National Bank is proud to support the Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler athletic teams in all their competition and say, go Panthers and Prowlers. The friendly First National Bank of Fort Stockton, 1000 West Dickinson, member FDIC.
This is Gilray Madrid, and we're excited to kick off another incredible school year. At Fort Stockton ISD, we know that success starts with showing up. Every day and every class counts.
I'm Dr. Ken Vogel, and we want to thank our parents, families, and community for supporting not just our athletes and performers, but all students in their journey to do their best. Let's continue supporting our students and schools to ensure they thrive both in school and beyond.
Together, we can all make this a great school year.
Are your insurance rates too high? At Fort Stockton Insurance, you're not stuck. We can shop within our own carriers to find the best deals. Do you know that we do more than property and auto? We do life, commercial, farm, and specialty insurance. Do you want to run on the field with the Baylor Bears? Have an Aerolite plane or a vintage vehicle? We insure all of that. Need a bond or commercial insurance? We can help you there too. This is Pam at Fort Stockton Insurance. We're located at 901 West Dickinson, or give us a call at 336-8565.
Have you tried the delicious Jalisco-style Mexican food at the Guadalajara Mexican Grill recently? Their food and service is fast and top-notch. Plus, they're now offering some additions to their huge menu, including the carnitas plate and the fantastic molcajete with beef, chicken, and shrimp. They also now have delicious chicken wings spiced with mango, habanero, buffalo, or barbecue. Top it off with your favorite adult beverages and drinks and desserts. They also have daily specials, and you can dine in or call in orders at 336-6600. The Guadalajara Mexican Grill, 200 East 19th on the Imperial Highway.
All right, Darren, Greenwood run out of steam a little bit with their pitching today. Fort Stockton took advantage of that, but did a good job of playing Greenwood, a very good game today. Criselda Porras, a tough job at pitcher today, and she also got the hit that got the winning run.
Well,
so great job by the Prowlers to beat Greenwood today, 10-9.
And we were behind playing catch-up, nearly fell behind 4-0, battled back, had the lead for half an inning, and then had to come back and score 2 runs in the last inning to win, and we did it.
Well, they did out-hit us today, 12-9, but Fort Stockton with 10 runs on 9 hits. We commit 3 fielding errors, and we leave 8 on base. Greenwood, 9 runs on 12 hits. They commit 1 error and leave 6 on base. Criselda Porras going the entire distance, and Greenwood used 2 different pitchers today, both 2 times each. And Criselda Porras went 2 for 4 today with 2 doubles, including the game-winning double. And Mia Garcia going 3 for 3 today, 2 home runs, a walk, and a double. Jocelyn Arcides going 2 for 2 today with 2 doubles. Also had a walk and was hit by a pitch. Alondra Molina 1 for 3 today with a single, also walked. And then Aubrey Salgado going 1 for 3 with a single today, also walked. So the Prowlers scoring 2 runs in the first, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, 2 in the sixth, and 2 in the seventh to win this game.
Love it. And these are teams. We beat a team that's going to probably finish third, or
yeah.
We're 1 game out of third, but we're out of the playoffs.
Well, Greenwood is now 5-5 in the district. Fort Stockton finishes at 4-6. We finish 1 game behind the third and fourth place teams, Monahans and Greenwood.
Well, they're tied for third.
Well, they're tied for third now.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so that's going to do it for Fort Stockton Prowler softball. The Prowlers win their final game of the season on senior night tonight by a score of 10-9 over Greenwood. Ken Ripley and Darren Hodges saying goodnight from Prowler Field.
You've been listening to Fort Stockton High School Prowler softball on KFST, AM and FM, KFSTradio.com, and KFST's YouTube page. Prowler softball has been brought to you by Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, Angie Miles at Turnkey Realty, Heirloom Furniture, Appliance and Outdoor, Amistad Motors, Bienvenidos Mexican Food Restaurant, Big Ben Concrete, RA Radiance and Med Spa, Bucks Lube Center, Cactus Health Services, Citibank, Concept Inc., Contessa Ready Mix, CTG Express, Designer Carpets and Interiors, First National Bank, Fort Stockton ISD, Fort Stockton Insurance Agency, the Guadalajara Mexican Grill, Heritage Funeral Home, Hernandez Sanitation, Joe's Place and Cantina, Julie's Easy Press, K-Bob Steakhouse, M&J Trucking, M&J Fast Lube, Pecos County State Bank, Permian Basin Abstract, Ram Country of Fort Stockton, Salceda Family Medicine and Urgent Care, Sawyer Insurance Agency, the Steakhouse Restaurant, Triple G Oilfield Supply, West Texas Eye Care, and by Weiss Tire Pros. Thanks for tuning in for Prowler Softball.